wind chiller on the east side tonight as Whitehall takes on Reynoldsburg. Hi, everybody. I'm the frozen Randy Reinhardt, along with the doctor of popsicles here, Tom McDonald. Welcome to week number 10 of the high school football season here on Coaxial Sport. And what a game we have for you. This is for the championship, Tom, in the OCC Capital between these two teams.
That's right. A whole year's effort goes down to one championship game. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Should be an outstanding matchup. Now, Whitehall is in the driver's seat right now. They are kind of like Ohio State in the Big Ten because Whitehall stands at 8-1 on the season, 5-1 in league play. And I guess when you talk about the Rams, let's go back to last week. And what a game we saw, especially this particular play. Justin Grimm to Charles Alston from 15 yards out with 14 seconds left to go. We'll be watching Alston tonight, and so will the Raiders.
That's right, Ray. It's about the 15th time they ran that play. Pickerington adjusted with double coverage, but a great fake to the inside by Alston, and then a nice pass by Grimm, and there he was, all alone in the corner of the end zone.
Not only is he a force offensively, but on defense, Charles has 10 interceptions on the season. He does it all for the Rams. Meanwhile, when you talk about the Raiders of Reynoldsburg, well, they actually have a second chance now to win the OCC Capital crown. Whitehall on top, as we said, one game in front of Mount Vernon and Reynoldsburg, so the Raiders could make this into a three-way tie or perhaps a two-way tie. And when you talk about the Raiders at 5-4 in the season, you go back to the man at tailback, Jeff Bowman.
You sure do, Randy. First of all, you don't want to give a Coach Stewart team a second chance to get a league title. Bowman's been Mr. Everything this year, averaging over 5 yards a carry, and he's a 1,000-yard rusher, and he's only a junior.
Let's talk about the weather conditions tonight. Woo! It is brisk. Temperature's got to be in the 30s right now. Will this be a factor for the passing or kicking games?
Well, not so much the temperature, but the wind will definitely be a factor. Now, we saw Whitehall likes to throw that bomb, so to speak, fade route. It might be a little tough to connect with this wind.
I am alive. I'm pumped. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go, buddy.
Let's wrap up the season. Whitehall and Reynoldsburg, the kickoff coming up next here on Coaxial Sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School. Just about ready of the start of this matchup between Whitehall and Reynoldsburg. Oh, nippy conditions tonight, Tom McDonald, but should be a great game between the Raiders and the Rams. And Reynoldsburg will get the ball to start this contest.
Yep, they won the toss and decided to take it. Boy, look at the electricity tonight. Both teams pumped, coming out, motivated for obvious reasons, as you see the part of the crowd.
And Tom, it's a night you want to huddle together with your friends and family to stay warm and get that body heat going, because it is a nippy one tonight. Probably the coldest game we have had in the last 3 years here on Coaxial Sports.
Unless, of course, if you're in the press box with you and Steve there. I don't know if
we keep you warm.
Sometimes you just have to freeze.
Big game tonight for the Rams. And Tom, we were talking about this being an OCC championship. This could also be the playoff game for the Rams, too, because they could go 9-1, it looks like, and not make the playoffs in Division II because of the caliber of competition. And Reynoldsburg will return the kickoff up across the 30, across the 35, up to around the 40-yard line, and they will take over first and 10, just 4 seconds into this contest. We were not certain if the scoreboard would be functioning, and finally everything is rectified and ready to go as we start this game first and 10 from the 42-yard line. And the Raiders taking over on offense. And they will look like this with Byers, Four, Mattingly, McCloy, Denny, Kravchuk, and Martin up front. In the backfield, Martin Kovich, the quarterback, with Edstrom, Bowman, and Atkins. We could see a two tight end set quite often tonight from the Raiders. In fact, Tom, it looks like they're going to start from that set right now.
Double tight wing right.
Watch Bowman, the man in back. And there is a flag before we even get things going here with 11:33 on the clock. Our referee tonight is Don Miller. Our umpire is Dale Van Hoos. The linesman is Mike Davis. The line judge is Rick Bryant. And the back judge is Brian Spangler.
I'm sure that's not the way Reynoldsburg wanted to start the ball game, but you're right. They had the two tight end set, and Jason Bender goes in motion as an extra blocker.
As we look at the Rams on defense, Tom, with Walker, Tyndall, McGonigal. What a game he had last week. Featherston and Rayburn up front. It'll be Lewis, Mason, Beck, Alston, Griffin, and Spillman in the secondary, although we'll see a lot of Shannon Pegues playing both ways for the Rams in the secondary. Let's call it first down and 15 now from the 37. 11:20 left to go here in the first quarter. And this will be Bowman around the left side. Jeff trying to turn the corner. It's by Griffin, taking it across the 45-yard line. A nice gain on first down as he's knocked out of bounds around the 48.
Excellent gain, Randy. Didn't really get much blocking either. He just turned on that foot speed, which has propelled him to over 1,000 yards and hit the corner full speed. Picked up about 10 or 11.
It is hard to believe, Tom, too. He is just a junior. He'll be back for one more season. It seems like he's been playing here for about 5 years.
It really does. They're going to open up their formation here a little bit. Pro set.
Ennis wide to the top of the formation. Khalil Byers to the bottom. Backs from an eye on a second down and 4 from the 48. 11:13 left to go. Martin Kovich will pitch to Bowman. This time around the right side. Cuts it inside. Gets it across midfield and down to the Ram 47. and has enough for a Raider first down.
And the Raiders have to be feeling real good after that initial penalty to get the first down in only 2 tries. As you'll see, it's a toss sweep designed to go inside or out. This time, the over pursuit as he cuts back against it and picks up the first.
In fact, Edstrom was looking for a guy to block on the corner. There was nobody there as Bowman cut it inside, gets the first down at the Ram 47-yard line. Ooh, I tell you, this win brings you to life. This gets you pumped whether you want to be pumped up or not. It is a great game, week number 10 for the OCC Capital Championship. Glad to have you aboard on Coaxial Sports. The wing to the top of the formation, the backs from an eye now, and a 1st and 10 from the 47. It goes to the up back, the fullback, Edstrom, pulls his way across the 40, down to near the 38.
Wow, did he run hard for a fullback. First carry, and he ran for about 9 right up the middle.
And remember, too, when you talk about Mr. Edstrom at fullback, you're talking a guy that was not initially penciled in as either the 1st or the 2nd string fullback this season for Reynoldsburg High School. Remember, Mr. Young went down with that injury in week number 2 of the season. Of course, Price did an excellent job at fullback as well. 2nd down, we'll call it 2 from the 39-yard line. 10-14 left to go in the first quarter. It'll be Bowman. Cuts it inside across the 30. And he's down to the 25 and enough for another Raider first down.
Darn right, Randy. And when you look at that offensive line surge, you can see why they're doing so well. Let's just look at it on replay. Both guards, 63 and 69, pull, make nice kick-out blocks, and then the holes right there. That's Mattingly and Denny, the 2 guards.
They do a great job. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Raiders. Mark it at the 26-yard line. 9:58 left to go. First quarter, scoreless. Week number 10, Rams and Raiders. This time a wing to the bottom of the formation. It'll be Bowman again, cutting it inside, getting some good yardage. Now working his way outside and being tackled by the shoestrings by Spillman at around the 20.
That's right. Spillman saved an extra 10 or 20 yards, maybe even a touchdown on that great open field tackle. You'll see it's contained, but the backs for Reynoldsburg tonight have an amazing savvy for cutting back to the inside, and there's that shoestring tackle right there in front of your eyes.
Nice block on the play by Gary Atkins. Plays flanker and tight end and wing back and just about everything, kind of like Scott Lewis does for the Rams.
Another underclassman as well.
2nd and 4, mark it at the 20-yard line. It goes to the up back. That is the fullback, and that is number 21 again. That is Shane Edstrom, who's got it down near around the 16, 17-yard line.
That's right, Randy. Puts up a 3rd and very short situation. Whitehall has not been able to stop them all night so far, so maybe they're going to try to blitz here on this 3rd down.
Bendur and Zinn check in now for the Raiders on the 3rd down. We'll call it officially 2 from just past the 18 with 8:49 left to go here in quarter number 1. Martin Kovich has done a great job this season at quarterback for the Raiders. We'll just hand it off to Bowman. Big hole, 15-10. Jeff has got a 1st and goal Raiders from around the 8-yard line.
The parting of the sea. How about that, Randy? Isolation play. Didn't like anybody wanted to get in the fullback's way. They all seemed to, the inside men went inside, the outside men went outside, and here you have a huge hole. Part of the credit does belong to number 46, Bender, who's blocking from his slot back or wing back position.
And remember, he is the president of my fan club here at Reynoldsburg. That's why I gave him the title.
Well,
He's got the crown.
He's an awesome spectacle.
Will they get the crown, though, in the OCC Capital? 1st and goal Raiders from inside the 10-yard line. It'll be Bowman inside, right up the gut, inside the 5, inside the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal with 8:11 left to go in quarter number 1.
That's right. This offense actually resembles a power eye when you finally snap the ball, because the motion man is, as you see, right there behind the center. Another lead block by the fullback. There aren't as many Whitehall defenders there to stop that play.
Zinn and Lightfoot now check in for the Raiders on a 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line.
Yeah, this is their T formation. They like to run in short yardage, although I don't see how they could do much better than the way they've been doing.
With 3 backs in the backfield, still communicating right now with 7:42 on the clock in the quarter. It'll be Bowman, and he is not in.
No. 1 inch, Randy. He ran hard, though.
Wow. Look at that football. It is breathing on the goal line, so it'll be 3rd down and goal for the Raiders. But what an impressive drive to start this contest. Take a look one more time from ground level.
That's right, little misdirection out of the T, handing to the left half, going to the right, and he was inch short.
He did everything but score. 3 backs again in the backfield for Reynoldsburg on a 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Bowman got it. Touchdown Raiders. 7:06 on the clock. 6-0 Reynoldsburg.
Methodical, Randy, and very, very impressive. Nothing fancy about it. Let's just say we're going to buckle them up tonight and go after people.
For Jeff Bowman, touchdown number 11 on the season. Take a look. You are in the secondary of the Rams.
Oh, yeah, great blocking here. This time they led both the fullback and the right half and gave it to Bowman. appropriately for the touchdown. And let's talk a little bit about that offensive line real quick here for Reynoldsburg. We've got, let's say right here, it looks to me like we got Denny as they kick the extra point.
Good play-by-play, Tom. 7-0 now. Yeah, you can go through everybody. Four, Mattingly, McCloy, Denny, Kravchuk.
Kravchuk was, of course, he's 250 pounds. What do you expect?
And Zinn did a good job, too, coming in off the bench, and they alternated some guys. You saw Atkins come in, and Bendur also doing a great job. So they threw about 8 or 9 quality blockers out there, and the Raiders, with your basic smash mouth football, take it the distance for the touchdown and lead by a score of 7-0.
Yeah, they even led with Lenny Lightfoot. Now, he's not a big kid, 152-pounder, but he was actually the fullback on that last play. You know, if you're Whitehall, you have to be very, very concerned, because this looks like an attack that is very potent, and if they don't make a defensive adjustment, move that safety up a little closer to the line of scrimmage, they could just pick their score more or less.
That drive was 10 plays, 58 yards. Took 4:50 off the clock. Bowman takes it in from a yard out. Klein adds the PAT, and we stand now at 7-0. If you're the Rams, are you shell-shocked at all?
Well, I think Pickerington took off a pretty good lead on them last week, and they came back.
Yep.
So I don't think they're shell-shocked, but I really do feel that it's got to be a big concern, because they were moving the ball. Almost every play was at least 5 yards.
So it is time to boot now for the Raiders. Klein again to do the honors. Do they keep it away from Alston? Pegues has it go through his hands at the 20. Shannon scoops it up at the 17. Looking for an opening at the 20, and he is hogtied right at the 22-yard line. Making the big hit was my man, Jason Bendur.
That was a big hit, Randy. And I'll tell you, it was a good job of containing it by whoever Reynoldsburg is in charge, because they were going to try to break this one all the way back against the grain. You'll see. I thought it was Bendur who contained it. Oh, yeah, he made the hit and contained it. You can't beat that.
No, not with a stick. First and 10, mark it at the 22. 6:47 on the clock. Rams with the ball, but they trail 7-0. Check the lineup for the Rams right after this play, as Justin Grimm, the senior quarterback, 3-year starter, brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Back from an eye, Lewis, the fullback. And the quick pop goes to Alston. Well, they don't go long this time. They say, hey, we'll get him short, try to work on the secondary. There's the glide slide as you look at the Whitehall starting lineup with Spillman, Rayburn, Grinstead, Odd, Farrell, Featherston, and Lewis up front. In the backfield, it is Grimm at quarterback with Pegues, Griffin, and Alston, but look for Lewis a lot. In fact, Scott was in the backfield on the first play. Let's see what they do on this second down situation in just about, we'll call it 6.
Reynoldsburg's chosen a page out of Pickerington's playbook, try to cover Alston man for man. Edstrom's going to do the honors all night, probably man on man.
Looks like it's Jamie Mason, fullback, and the quick pop is complete to Alston. His knee is down. He knew it as soon as he caught the ball right at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, not a good move, though. He had one man to beat for a lot of points. He's got to bend over at the waist instead of down on his knee.
For Reynoldsburg up front, it's Cashin, Day, Malone, and Vanderveen, among others. They'll play 7 up front, actually. Hassan, Hoffman, Bendur, Little, Edstrom, Lawson, and DePriest in the linebacking core and the secondary, respectively, for Reynoldsburg. Third down and less than 2, 5:34 and ticking first quarter. Alston wide to the bottom of the formation. Right up the middle. They need to get it up to the 32, and I don't know, Tom McDonald.
It's going to be awful close, Randy. They went to the run. This time, Edstrom tightened up the coverage a little bit, and they decided to keep it up the middle.
And we'll see. They marked the ball just past the 32-yard line. It is Justin Grimm on the keeper, and Justin gets just enough yardage for the first down.
Quarterback sneak against a 4-4 defense, and it looked like 2 linemen went for the same one, freeing up one of their inside linebackers.
Well, we've seen that from Grimm all season. On the quarterback sneak, he picks up at least 3 yards, I think. They needed 2.5. They got it on that play. First and 10 from the 33. 5:10 left in the quarter. Looking long for Alston, trying to run under the football, and it is nearly picked off on the play. Good defense by number 21, Shane Edstrom.
Sure was, and he's a very confident young man, and what he did was kind of be Oh, good. Great isolation. Now, depending on where Edstrom plays, the route is decided. If Edstrom's up close, they're going to go deep. Well, he backed up at the last minute. Look at the way he played that football excellently. Of course, we saw that last week a couple times, and it's just a matter of time before they may connect.
Did the Rams set that up because they saw the Raiders giving some ground early and they went to that short pop and then went long?
Well, actually, I think it's a read route determined by the alignment of the defensive back, Randy.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. It'll be Pegues. Shannon, big hole up the middle, 35-40, up to the 43, nearly breaks the tackle and goes down at the 44, but he's got enough for a Ram first down.
Sure does. Nice call. He'll draw play right up the middle, and he picks up enough for the first down, and Whitehall's moving the ball, too. They're out here really conscientious of the 2 receivers. You'll see on the draw, he just cuts back to the inside and accelerates north and south. getting that first down.
Great block on the play, too, by number 51, Jason Featherston. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. Market at the 44. 4:44 left to go in the first quarter.
I think he's looking for Alston again. Lawson made the hit on that last play.
Raiders move back now from the line of scrimmage. Alston looks like single coverage by Edstrom. And looked for the quick pop and threw his hands, an incomplete second down. And Edstrom was coming up like a freight train on the play.
He was, but it's a good idea by Whitehall to do on a long count. Therefore, Edstrom could back off, and then they changed it to just a quick pass, and it was there. Just sails through the hands.
Do you set up a pump fake in a situation like this again then in the future?
Well, you probably do, Randy, but see, it's all predetermined on what number 21 does, where he lines up. If he's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, look for him to go deep. If he's back off, look for him to run another quick route.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line.
This way he's kind of right in the middle.
Yep. Grimm looking the other way now, looking for Spillman in and out of his hands at the 40-yard line.
Hey, that's great defense, but it was a nice catch as well. I think that was 29 again. Lawson on the coverage. And you'll see it's, well, the heck with Alston. We'll go the other way. We'll show we can go at both sides. And look at the way he steps in the pocket and delivers that ball right on the money. Nice coverage, though.
Good job by, yeah, Chad, 5'6", 168. And doing a great job in this, his senior year. It is senior night here at Reynoldsburg High School. 3rd and 10 from the 44. 4:26 left to go, and you're now in the secondary for the Raiders. Lewis and Pegues behind Grimm. Play action, looking downfield. He's got Alston open. Look out, there is the savage hit. It was early, and they're going to throw the flag and call pass interference on the play. They say it was not timed perfectly. So it's the first down now for the Rams. Now, that's one thing I think the Raiders are going to try to do tonight, play a little physical football with Charles Alston and see what happens.
Right, they also tried to put a little heat on with a double blitz up the middle, but Whitehall's offensive line did an excellent job of giving the quarterback time. There should be no one booing on this one. It was about a second early, but it was an aggressive defensive play, as you can see right there, and that's about the only way you can stop that play. If you're set back, he's going to catch it anyway, so I can't fault the defender very much.
So the pass interference will be marked off. And we'll have it 1st and 10 now for the Rams at the Raider 41-yard line. Our official tonight, the legendary referee, Don Miller.
There he is.
He has been around for a long time, and he's only 25 years of age.
Still.
Yeah. 1st and 10 from the 41 with 4:21 on the clock. Alston now to the top. 2 tights now for the Rams in this set. It'll be Pegues off the left side. Shannon 35. 30. He's got a chance. 25, 20. 15, can he break away? 10, no, he's brought down from behind at the 4-yard line.
That's a great run. I'll tell you, so many weapons. If you start concentrating on that pass, you better not leave Pegues open for long, and he's excited.
James Dupriest makes the hit after a 36-yard run by Shannon Pegues.
I'd call it more of a grab, but you're right, Randy. Look at him break a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Then as he cuts back, he really doesn't have much left, and he tries to outrun the last man, but I'm going to grab you and bring you down.
Watch Dupriest in one hand, and then you're going down, I'm going down. And they sit down together at the 5.
Walt Garrison would have been happy.
Yeah, just a little pinch between his cheek and his gum there.
A rodeo move.
Former Cowboy. He wrangles him at the 5. So they're in the Raider corral right now with 4:06 left to go. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. 3 backs now in the backfield for Whitehall-Yearling High School. Will it be Pegues with 2 blockers? We'll see. Nope, they give it to Lewis, and Scott gets it inside the 3, close to the 2.
Well, Scott's done a nice job blocking tonight already on the pass and the run, and this time, without trying to get too fancy, they just handed the the fullback through, and he picked up about half what they needed.
Tom, we talked about the weather conditions at the very beginning of this broadcast tonight, but so far not really a factor with the play we have seen in the first quarter.
Too much excitement, Randy. We never even touched on this being the last game for about 10 or 15 of each team's players. 2nd
and goal from the 2-yard line. Again, 3 backs for the Rams. Again, it is Lewis. Nothing there, but he spins, twirls, and he fights his way inside the 1-yard line. He carried 1 defender with him. I think that was 48, Josh Little.
Yeah, I didn't carry him very far, but he didn't have to get very far. I carried him down to about the 1-yard line, but Little never let up, and it's 3rd and about 1. You'll see on the replay there, he spins, he's tackled at about the 3 for all practical purposes, but that extra effort brings him to the 1.
Little, the weak side outside linebacker, making the hit on the play. It'll be 3rd down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Tell you what, from our vantage point, the monitor is the best way to watch this drive for the Rams with 2:51 on the clock. It'll be Lewis again fighting, breaking the plane. He is in for a touchdown with 2:45 left to go. It is now 7-6 Reynoldsburg.
That's right. We talked about the Reynoldsburg offensive line. Let's give a little credit to those Rams. That's Grinstead and Rayburn, On, Farrow, Featherston, and Spellman.
Did a great job for Whitehall-Yearling High School. It is now 7-6. Extra point time now for the Rams and Mr. Savesky.
Yeah, they made it a little interesting last week when they didn't make one of their extra points.
Zorin looking for the tie. The snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We are knotted at 2:45 on the clock at 7-7. What a great season we have had on Coaxial Sports.
No doubt about it, Randy. Almost each and every week, the game goes right down to the wire. We've got league championships up for grabs, state playoff burst in contention, and here we have another one tonight.
Tom, I want to tell you about a new service being offered by Coaxial. It's called Coaxial Sports Plus. It will feature exclusive live sports action of professional, collegiate, high school, and amateur teams from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. The Coaxial Communications sports fan wants to see its own local and regional sports teams. You can do that with Coaxial Sports Plus. It covers the sports action that your subscribers want to see. It is regional. It is 24 hours. It is exclusive. It's live during prime time. It is a great value. You get 40 Cavs games, 63 Penguins games plus the playoffs, 63 Pirate games, 45 Indians games, 35 Reds games. I'm telling you, this is a package like you have never seen before, combining a couple of sports services together, and you put that together with what you get from Coaxial Sports. This is the best sports value around. If you have a question, give Coaxial a call, and they will tell you all about what you want to know about Coaxial Sports Plus. This is an outstanding service, and I'm moving to the east side of town just to get it.
Don't blame him, Mario Lemieux.
Mario Lemieux, my main man, back injury and all. And they swivel along the ground, and the Raiders fall on it at the 44. Was that by design?
I don't know. It was a heck of an onside kick if it wasn't, but on the other hand, it didn't look like they had anybody in the area when it was recovered, so it's hard to tell.
Take a look one more time. Watch Lewis, watch the foot. I don't know.
Let's give Lewis a benefit of the doubt because he's a heck of a tough football player.
That drive, featuring the touchdown by Lewis, was 11 plays, 78 yards, took 4:14 off the clock. We are knotted now at 7 apiece. 1st and 10 now for the Raiders from their own 44-yard line. This is Bowman bulling his way inside and working his way up near the 49-yard line.
That's right. Another great surge on 1st down from that offensive front of the Reynoldsburg Raiders. 5 or 6 yards. I think maybe Mason made the tackle, and he's only a junior.
We're going to call it 2nd down and 6. And what a class act Jeff Bowman is at running back, too, for Reynoldsburg. Saw him last year, of course, when we did the basketball games out here, was yelling and screaming, supporting the basketball programs. I'll tell you, 2 outstanding football programs and 2 great academic institutions in Whitehall-Yearling and Reynoldsburg. On a 2nd down play, the handoff goes inside to number 47, John Price, and he will get it up to midfield.
Not much there, Randy.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 now for the Raiders. Do you think about putting it up, or do you think about Mr. Bowman?
Well, for the first time tonight, Reynoldsburg's in a long situation. That was a good job. I think it was Grinstead and Tyndall.
Yeah, we have to see Mr. McGonigal swipe at the football like he has in the past. He's been a Michael Dean Perry getting in there early a couple times this season. Watch from in the middle of your screen. 3rd and 5 from midfield. It'll be Bowman, and he is not going to do it. He'll be brought down about 2 yards short of the 1st down at around the 47.
That's right. Some nice adjustments by the Reynoldsburg defense. I think what they did was kick their tackles to the inside control technique, and they're not going to let them run right up the middle like they did on that first drive.
So it'll be a punting situation now for Reynoldsburg. And going back to kick is number 72, Terry Cashin. And who is he? Who is he related to? Do you remember from the first time around? He is the grandson of the head coach of the Raiders, Bob Stewart.
I sure do. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh,
nice
look
find.
at this kick. Great hang time. Hits inside the 20-yard line. It's out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it out at the 15-yard line. Your mileage may vary. 49 seconds on the clock. 1st and 85 now for the Rams.
1st and 85 it is, and we're closing out on this 1st quarter.
32 yards on that punt by Mr. Cashin. What a legendary grandfather he has.
Yes,
how about
sir,
that, having a living legend in Bob Stewart? 41 years coaching, and of course I've got him with a record of something like 233, 91, and 8. Numbers that compare very favorably to yours.
There you have it.
Until you wake up from that dream, JR. 1st and 10 from the 15. Lewis and Pegues behind Grimm. It'll be Shannon taking it, spinning, getting up to around the 20-yard line, picking up 5. A nice 1st down gain for the Rams.
That's right, and I like the way they came right back to the run. Pegues was pretty much the mainstay on that first drive, and they're not going to mess around. Let's give him the football. It really was kind of clogged up. He makes a nice cut before he's finally brought down by Hassan.
Brandon does a great job at linebacker for the Raiders. He had a good game earlier this season when we had a cable cast on Coaxial Sports between the Raiders and the Lions of Gahanna-Lincoln High School. 2nd and 5 from the 20 as Justin Grimm brings him up to the line of scrimmage with 15 seconds now. Alston is wide to the top, but it'll be Pegues, and no way. He is brought down back around the 17-yard line.
Bart Day, maybe?
Oh, I'm telling you what, we saw him have a career in one game last season here on Coaxial Sports. That guy's a man.
Initially, I like the call because Reynoldsburg's really sliding their secondary to the 2-receiver side, but you better find someone, assign somebody or 2 people today as we conclude the first quarter.
Bart is 242 pounds, but believe it or not, he plays even larger than that. After 12 minutes, we are knotted. 7 apiece between Whitehall-Yearling and Reynoldsburg. Back with a second quarter on Coaxial Sports right after this. There is Rocky Raider getting into the environment here at Reynoldsburg High School. Knotted at 7 apiece. Randy Reinhardt along with Tom McDonald and Steve Bassford. As we start the second quarter, it will be 3rd down and 8 after that loss of 3 thanks to Bart Day and company. Rams have it at their own 17-yard line. Grimm rolling, pressure's on from the backside, takes it upfield, gets across the 20. There's his size. Oh, boy, is he nailed at the 24-yard line. Boy. Just short of the first down.
You said it right, Randy, just short. And the way he was running over people, it took a great defensive effort to stop him short. And that's exactly what we got.
So it'll be 4th down and less than 1 for the Rams. And it appears a punting situation. Do you think about trying to draw the Raiders offside here?
I think that's a definite possibility, but let's talk about the complexion of the game changed a little bit. Those first drives for each team were easy 6-pointers, and this time both defenses stiffened.
So Grimm will stand back inside his own 15-yard line at the 11 to do the honors. And DePriest, it looks like, standing back at the Raider 47. And it hits the back of one of the men trying to come in and get a piece of the football, so that as a deflection, it goes out of bounds. A break for Reynoldsburg somewhere around the 35, 36-yard line. Take a look one more time.
It might have been number 77, Bart Day, just kind of plodding his way right up the middle. There he is, you see him. And the kicker actually kicks his personal protector in the back of the helmet. You tell your protector not to back up, and sometimes you have no choice.
Day took 2 guys back on that play, and it hit one of the Rams in the shoulder pad. So 1st and 10 officially from the 39-yard line. Bowman, big hole, 30, down to the 28. And if he gets his knee down just past that 28-yard line, he's got enough for a Raider first down. Stats through 1 quarter as you look at the replay. Rams with 4 first down.
Watch the exception.
The Raiders with 3, Tom. On the ground, Raiders 72 yards, the Rams 57. 8 passing yards for the Rams. Total of 72 yards for Reynoldsburg, 65 for Whitehall. 13 plays for each team in the first quarter.
Right, and Bowman has such great body lean. It is tough for them to knock him backwards. He always seems to be going forward.
And his knee does touch just past the 28, so it is 1st and 10. We'll call it officially at the 27. Bowman gets the pitch around the left side. Can he turn the corner? Pursuit is there. Spillman tries to bring him down. Does not make the tackle, but he drives him out of bounds.
That's right, in a sense he did, because the sideline never misses a tackle, and that's where Spillman forced him. Looks like this play has some potential, but Spillman does a great job at diving the blocker to the outside and getting the containment, forcing him out of bounds.
Kind of looks like an Eric Metcalf play that doesn't work.
which isn't too often, let's hope.
No, especially on punt returns. We'll call it officially a game, though, of 3. Not bad for a play that doesn't go that well. We'll call it 2nd and 7 from the 24 with 10:39 left on the clock in the first half. McCloy in motion. And the hit on Bowman at the 25, and he slides forward to around the 23.
That's right. And if you think back to last week, who caused the most trouble for Pickerington, it was probably Mike McGonigal right up the middle, and this is him again, number 62. He doesn't make the tackle, but he clogs it up in there, along with his big buddy, Zoran Saviski.
So it'll be 3rd down now. Let's call it 6. Mark it at the 23, down to 10:15 left to go in the first half.
They're in 4-down territory, Reynoldsburg is, Randy, so I look for them to keep it on the ground.
And look at the power formation shown by the Raiders, but Martin Kovich looking downfield to the short man. He's got Edstrom, who spins, twirls, and gets down to the 16-yard line. And from this vantage point, he should have enough for a Raider first down.
That's right, and I don't see any penalties either, Randy. It's a good thing they got away with the quarterback was able to break contain here, because you'll see he had a lot of pressure put on him right there. He dodges that move, looks for a secondary receiver. Nice concentration on the catch by Edstrom, and the big first down.
That was the linebacker, Tim Farrow, putting the heat on, so it'll be 1st and 10 now. Mark it at the 15-yard line. Again, the power set shown by Reynoldsburg. Atkins on the wing to the bottom. Bowman right up the gut and squirts through to around the 11-yard line.
Yeah, not much there, but of course they're in 4-down territory for sure now, and they're just trying to play power football again.
Raiders have scored on an average of 15.4 points a game, giving up 14.2, and what a season for Whitehall. Right now, defensively, they are at their average. They give up just about 7 points a game, and they score about 30 per contest, but the Raiders driving again. We'll call it 2nd down and 7, mark it officially at the 12. Byers is widest to the bottom of the formation. The pitch goes to Bowman to the top. Look at the pursuit there initially. And Bowman trying to turn the corner, and he cannot do it. I tell you what, 3 Rams came in unmolested, and they string that play out.
Well, 2 of them didn't do a whole lot to string it out, but it looks to me like it might have been number 20. That happens to be
Mr. Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, who does a nice job. There's one missed tackle. There's
Tim
another.
Burrow.
And here is Griffin. Oh, stay on him, and he does. A great job by Griffin.
He
That's
had a great
back.
game last week against Pickerington, especially offensively in the second half with some big catches on that big drive at the end to win it. 9:08 left to go. It is now 3rd and 7 to the 12-yard line. Martin Kovich looking downfield inside the 10. The pass is incomplete at around the 1-yard line. Sails too high and too strong for Khalil Byers, which is not saying that much. Here's a guy that goes 5'3" in stilts.
Looks like you're going to try a field goal. This is a tough pass to complete in any level because it's an out route, but he helps himself by rolling that direction. Just threw it a little bit too strong.
Byers, the shortest guy on the field, but the biggest heart of anybody out there. So it'll be a field goal attempt for Mr. Klein of 29 yards.
Or will it?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Chris Klein, high snap. They put it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good.
Wow.
From 29 yards away with 9:04 on the clock, and the Raiders now take a 10-7 lead.
Good job by the holder getting that ball down, and the kicker kicked right through it. There was some pressure on it, but let's give him the 3 points.
I'll tell you, Tom, any kind of a field goal tonight is a major league effort with the win that we have out there tonight.
That's right. You know who almost got it? Griffin.
Played well in the first half for the Rams. 10-7, though, Raiders on top, as we said. Raiders looking for a share of the championship in the OCC Capital. Right now, Whitehall is on top at 5-1. In second place, Reynoldsburg and Mount Vernon both at 4-2. And if you look at Delaware, this team has got only 3 wins on the season, and they have made this into a horse race because Delaware's 3 wins are big ones because 2 of them were over Whitehall by 1 point, and last week over Mount Vernon by a single point.
That's right. They have to have some talent to be able to beat either one of those teams, and to beat them both in the same season, they're probably wondering how in the heck could we only have won 3 so far.
And Mount Vernon will be tested tonight playing on the road at Franklin Heights. Team that gave Whitehall all they could handle earlier in the season before the Rams prevailed by a score of 13-6. That's the game where Alston had 3 interceptions, 1 in the end zone. I think 1 around the 20-yard line, both in the last couple of minutes. Now, that drive was 8 plays, 26 yards, took 3:45 off the clock. Klein with a 28-yard field goal is what they're calling it officially. It stands now at 10-7 Raiders with 9:04 on the clock. And Chris with the honors one more time. And it will slide out of bounds, as does a Ram along the far side. That is number 87, Travis Floyd, the tight end.
Now, if he touches that ball before it goes out, it would have been 31, but now it's going to go to 35.
And just a reminder, if you have a question or comment, if you would like to offer Tom or myself full-time employment, we would love to hear from you. There's the address on your screen, Sports Director, 3770 East Livingston, Columbus 43227. Seriously, if you enjoy high school sports on cable TV, we would love to hear from you. We don't hear the comments that we used to because folks, you take us for granted. You think it's going to be there every week, and hopefully it will be, but drop us a line. We need to put something in our files. We would love to hear from you. I'll tell you what, when you come to Reynoldsburg, all of the fans here are so great. The student section is so alive. Tom, I can go back to about 6 or 7 years ago when there was not any kind of life at all in the stands during the game. And right now, it is wild and wacky, and the temperature is in the 30s. So mark the ball at the 35-yard line after that kick going out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 now for Whitehall with 9:04 on the clock. Handoff inside goes to, I think, Scott Lewis, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage.
That's right. There's your number 1 fan on the big pop. Ben Dure from his linebacker spot just stepped up and stuffed that play. Ouch. Good leg explosion. Help from his friends.
Yeah, the entire linebacking crew was there to be 2nd and 3rd and 4th on the hit. Ben Dure's done a great job this season, too. When you look at his numbers on the season, he has just been outstanding. He's got 59 tackles and 3 assists, total of 62 on the season. So we'll mark it right back at the 35, 2nd down and 10
Alston at the bottom of the screen, Randy. He's about due, isn't he? As the quarterback looks over one way, looks over another way.
And Spillman at the top of the formation looked at the Whitehall bench and signaled for a timeout, and the Rams get it with 8:37 on the clock in the first half. They're trailing by a score of 10-7. Timeout number 1 taken by Whitehall. They have 2 remaining, and Reynoldsburg with their full allotment of 3 timeouts here in the first half. Reminder, if you want a copy of this game or any game we've done the last couple of years, all you have to do is pick up your phone and give us a buzz at that number. When it connects, punch in extension 390. If a person is there, they will help you out. If not, please leave a message. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. But this game could be a keeper. And Whitehall fans, boy, how about a copy of the Mount Vernon game?
Right.
Or last week's win over Pickerington? Woo, you got to get copies of those games. And how about you Watterson fans, too? You probably want a copy of that Watterson DeSales game from earlier this season.
And you talked about the great fan support of Reynoldsburg, and I happened to see a lady over at Whitehall. I guess her name was Mrs. LeBlanc or something. She's retiring this year, and she's an elementary teacher over there at Whitehall, and she came all the way tonight, their last game, because she had taught some of these seniors when they were much, much younger.
That's the kind of class you see in both of these school systems, and we are proud to bring it to you on Coaxial Sports. 2nd down and 10 from the 35, 8:35 on the clock. Alston, look at his head-to-head with Edstrom right at the 35-yard line.
Yes, and that's could be an interesting battle as he backs off a little bit.
Back to the 41-yard line. They look, quick pop, and then he changes his mind. Alston changed his mind. Grimm did not. A miscommunication. The pass ball's incomplete.
Well, see, that's what you get, Randy. You say 5 yards or less, I'm going to go deep. More than 5, I'm going to hook it up. Well, he ends up right about 5. So what am I going to do? That's a great idea by the Reynoldsburg defensive staff, because this is a read route. Alston has his choice, and they have to hook up with the quarterback depending on the coverage.
It is 3rd down and 10 right now, and a play comes in for the Rams via number 87, Travis Floyd, 5'11", 182. And remember, Travis is just a sophomore.
With this type of coverage, they may have to try to slip one of their backs out into the flat.
8:31 on the clock on 3rd and 10. Grimm rolling, pressure's on from Bendur, and just as he dishes it off, he gets nailed on the play, but the pass is complete out to the 47-yard line to Mr. Spillman.
That was a great catch if that was completed, because I'll tell you what, he was hit, pressured. Good job of rolling away from the pressure, but as you'll see, he throws that ball the only place he can, right on the sideline, and yes, sir, knees down, but he's inbounds.
Brian makes the fair catch at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams from there with 8:20 left in the first half. Now Alston is wide to the bottom, Spillman to the top, back from an eye behind Justin Grimm. And Edstrom is now playing about 9 yards away from Alston.
Come the middle linebackers for Reynoldsburg.
They're hungry. Quick pop for Alston, and it's in and out of his hands. He took his eye off the ball to look to see where Edstrom was, and by then it was too late.
Darn right, this Edstrom kid's playing an excited football. He's got a lot of confidence, trying to stick right on the #1 receiver in the area, and look at what he does here. Intimidation a little bit there. Good hit.
If you're just joining us, we'll remind you that Charles Alston on the season, 32 catches, 581 yards, 18 yards per catch, and 8 touchdowns.
We saw 3 of them last week. He's a man.
Yeah, 2 of them as a receiver and 1 on an interception return. 2nd down and 10 from the 47, 8:02 and ticking in the first half. It'll be Pegues across midfield and slides down at the 46-yard line. He gets outside there, Tom. He goes the distance.
He sure does. And I'll tell you, the man responsible for this play is none other than Scott Lewis, the 5'9", 225-pound. Look at him, number 12 there, the fullback. Watch him make contact and keep those legs driving. Oh, that's just the way you draw it up. Nothing to it.
Some people think that Whitehall is a blue-collar community. Then the #1 collar goes to Mr. Lewis.
Amen there.
He is something else for the Rams. 7:32 left to go in the first half. It'll be 3rd down, just more than 2. Resting past the Raider 45-yard line. The back from eye. Grimm will keep. There's the big yardage on that sneak. Boy, that's been there all season for the Rams, and he's got the first down. That's a gain of nearly 8 on that play.
That's right. And as a 4-4 defensive coach former myself, you see there is a big gap in the middle. And if those 2 guards can skeep inside and get those 2 middle linebackers with a quarterback like Grimm, you're going to pick up some yards.
A guy that goes 6'3" and can handle that ball and move, and it takes about 3 guys and several vehicles to bring him down. Mark it at the 38. 1st and 10 from there. Rams trail the Raiders 10-7. We're in the second quarter. Randy Reinhardt along with Tom McDonald and a frozen Steve Bassford. We have to thaw him out before the start of the second half. There's Pegues, and on the delay, gets it maybe down to the 37 for a gain of 1 on the play.
Right, nothing much there. If I'm not mistaken, what Reynoldsburg did, because they didn't want to run a sneak again, is kicked one of their defensive tackles down, and it might have been Bill Willis who did a nice job of cutting back to the outside then and wrapping the
ball carrier up.
Also saw Dave Malone in there, number 56, 6 feet 10, 238 pounds. And the bands, yes, we will see them at halftime. And that's what's really hard. Marching at halftime in the band when it's 30 degrees. Second down and 9. Mark it at the 37, 6:27 and ticking first half. Pegues, play action. Grimm rolls, looks downfield, looks short. The pass is incomplete at the 31-yard line. Intended on the play for Brian Spillman.
Right, Spillman blocked.
Or check that, was that Griffin?
It was Griffin, yeah. They put him in on offense, and he blocked first, and then tries to slide out in the flat. The pass is thrown just a little bit behind him, but could have been caught.
That's the pass play they ran a number of times on that last drive against Pickerington as they went down for the winning touchdown, scoring from what, I think it was 15 yards out with 14 seconds on the clock.
Huge play here, Randy. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. Moving into the Reynoldsburg territory.
And the Rams are 4 out of 5 on 3rd down conversions in the first half. 6:20 left to go for that man and the Rams.
Alston's to the top of the screen, by the way.
And Spillman to the bottom. Pegues the lone back. And Grimm straight back. Looking long downfield across the middle. He's got a man. The pass just overthrown at the 13-yard line. Griffin was the man diving for the football.
Nice offensive adjustment by Whitehall. They've seen Reynoldsburg roll their coverage and move their corner or their safety all the way over to a corner position. That leaves the middle of the field open, and it's a touch pass. A little tough in this wind. Great effort. No.
Let's see what the Rams decide to do. Do you punt it here? I guess they do. Grimm is going back across midfield with 6:15 left to go on a 4th and 9 from the Raider 37-yard line.
Remember, they blocked one last time, Randy.
Grimm gets it off in a hurry this time and tries to get it inside the 20, and it goes out of bounds. Jerry Thornton was there, had a chance to make the catch. Our assistant cameraman.
Oh, how could. There he
Jerry,
is. There's a problem.
He looks like Bazooka Joe. You going to rob a bank after the game or what?
What face mask is that anyway? Get rid of that thing. Get those gloves off.
There are the weather conditions. That's why Jerry is all bundled up. You can see the wind whisking away at probably 20, gusting to 25. Temperature in the low 30s. Wind chill probably in the 20s by now. It is a nippy night in the Berg. They mark it out of bounds at the 19. That's where Jerry last touched the football, but now we have an official's timeout, and now the Raiders take a timeout where they have players short.
They were a fullback-less team.
Ooh, I hate when that happens. That is their first. They have 2 remaining in the first half, as do the Rams of Whitehall-Yearling with 6:11 on the clock.
Yes, 6:11 on the clock. Plenty of time to mount even their ball control type of drive, which they had their first series.
And while we've got this time right now, Tom, I want to thank this crew for what they have done this season. We'll talk about them more later in this contest, but we have had a great high school football season, and it's all because of the crew at Coaxial Sports. Headed up by Drexel Yokoyama and John Nakauchi and Susie Reese and Scott, Skippy, Scooter, give me any nickname, Vance. They just do a great job week in and week out, and the entire crew will talk about more of the folks in detail later on in this contest. Just a reminder, this ends our football season, but within the next 30 calendar days, we have OSU sports, including women's volleyball and women's basketball, Columbus Chill hockey, Columbus Horizon basketball, and high school basketball. I'll be doing the OSU sports for you, the Columbus Horizon, and the high school basketball. Join Mark Cooper and company and Jim Talamati for the Chill this season here on Coaxial Sports.
And the Ray Miller for the basketball.
Yes. He comes down under 220 pounds. We have a weight limit for him. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Handoff inside for the Raiders. Will advance the ball up to around the 21. Short gain inside for Jeff Bowman.
Well put, short gain. They're really isolating on Bowman. The motion man now is being paid very much attention to by the Whitehall defense because he usually takes you right to the play.
Pat Ennis checking into the ball game with a play now for the Raiders on a 2nd down. We'll call it officially 7 from the 22-yard line. 5:45 on the clock here in the first half. Byers is wide at the bottom of the formation. Pitch is going to go to Bowman out across the 20, and he is cut down at around the 24.
Yes, he was. A nice tackle there. I'm not sure if it wasn't old number 65 that had something to do with that. That's Tim Farrow.
Tim has had an outstanding game offensively and defensively. Every time he has been on cable TV, he's a guy that can play up front defensively, will play a linebacker, and of course, offensively on the line, he is the right guard. Take a look one more time at the play defensively by the Rams, and you can see actually one of the guys there too, number 51, that is Jason Featherston. It'll be a 3rd down and 5. The notes flew away. I caught him with one hand. It goes to Bowman inside, and Bowman gains next to nothing with 5 minutes left to go, and the Raiders will be forced to punt with the ball resting near their own 24.
Right, that's great penetration by the interior of the Whitehall Rams. Featherston has won. stayed low and tough and really is not creating much of a seam. And now defenses have started to take over, Randy.
They have indeed, Tom McDonald. As the blood begins to circulate one more time, what are you sitting on over there?
I'm sitting on these things called lava buns.
I don't care what your wife says. I wanted to know what you were sitting on. Anyway, there's the kick. I don't think that was deflected. Nearly was, though. It hits at the 47, rolls across the 45, and then dies right there. So the Rams will get the ball back in excellent field position with 4:27 left to go in the first half and trailing by 3.
Plenty of time left, amount of drive here. They are trailing, Randy, so I think they're going to try to mix up the passing game. But Reynoldsburg's defensive game plan against the pass has been very effective. Nice try.
Great pressure inside there from number 62, Mike McGonigal. I tell you what, we got to give him a player of the game if he keeps playing like this. He's had 3 great games here on Coaxial Sports this season, but the crew doesn't like to give it to a guy in the defensive line.
One back in the backfield. They have 4 quick receivers.
It's a union thing. Alston goes to the top. Pegues is the lone back. Grimm looking for the quick pop to Alston. He's got it at the 49. Spins, twirls at the 47, and goes back down at the 48. And Pendura came over and said, all right, it looks nice, but you're going down, son.
That's right. The heck with that. But you did talk about offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I think it's a little bit different. As you see on the replay, this time the secondary was way off, so the short route was there, the hitch route, and look at those that fancy footwork. But these linebackers don't like to play dance around, and Pendura was right in there.
They're the last guys to go to the senior dance. Second down and just more than 2 from the 47. 3:40 left to go. And whistles will stop action, and a flag flies now with 3:38 on the clock.
Next to last, guys, Randy, because tonight was Parents' Night, which is a great affair as well as the last game. And I saw them walk out with their moms, and I'll tell you what, all these number 10s, 20s, 80s, these skilled athletes, they're kissing like crazy their mothers. These big linemen, not one of them would kiss their mom. They all just kind of shook hands, you know, blew their nose, something like that. But I'll tell you, what the heck is it with offensive linemen?
You're allowed to encroach with your parents. Speaking of encroachment, it was called on the Raiders. Mark it down to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 from there with 3.5. This is when comedy and football merges, when your brain becomes legally dead because of the cold temperatures. Grimm rolling, pressure's on, trying to find somebody downfield. He lofts it. He's got a man. It is Alston who steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line, right in front of Greg Baker in the high school football drill camp.
Give Grimm the credit, though. He was pressured. He could have been tackled twice. He actually had 2 receivers open. Fullback in the flat. Alston a little bit deeper.
It's coming your way.
Yes, get ready. Oh, nice job there. Not too many people can break a tackle there. Throwing against the grain, across his body to I'm sure that's who he was throwing to. Wide open receiver.
I thought he was going for Greg Baker, maybe. 1st and 10, mark it at the 26. 3:18 left to go. Raiders trying to hold defensively. They lead by a score of 10-7. Pegues on the carry, trying to take it outside Shannon, 25-yard line, and cut down right there, but a flag flies. Edstrom makes the hit, and there are now 3 flags on the field, resting at the 24-yard line.
Shane Edstrom is a 10th grader hitting like that. That's incredible. He saved a big play, and I think they're going to get a clip to boot, so that's going to really hurt him in this drive.
Yep, that is the call against the Rams with 3:11 on the clock. Take a look.
It wasn't just one flag that picked that one up. It was about 3, so it had to be guilty.
Oh, what?
Guilty.
If it's more than one, you're guilty?
By panel, right.
I'm going to put you on my jury. There's the clip called on. The Rams march it back to the 39-yard line. And timeout now taken by Reynoldsburg. They will burn one. That is their second. They have 1 remaining here in the first half. Whitehall-Yearling with 2 remaining. And just a reminder again about Coaxial Sports Plus. This features exclusive live sports action of professional, collegiate, high school, and amateur teams from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. The Coaxial Communications sports fan wants to see its own local and regional sports teams. You're going to get them with Coaxial Sports Plus. I'm telling you, you get 40 Cavs games. You get Penguins games, at least 60. You get Pirates games, Indians games, Reds games. I'm telling you what, I'm selling the house. If my wife won't go, I'm leaving her. I'm going to the east side so I can get the service. You got to call Coaxial because this is the best bet, Tom. I love the regional sports. Everybody complains when they get a national game. They say, why can't I see the team in my area? Well, with Coaxial Sports Plus, it is custom designed for the fan here in Central Ohio.
The only problem is with 24 hours, I don't know when I'd sleep.
You don't need to sleep.
There you go.
Sports keeps you alive and healthy, and if an occasional exercise show would sneak on the air, all you have to do is watch that, get yourself all pumped up and ready to go, and you're ready for another 23 hours of sports. It's going to be first down, we'll call it officially 23 from the 39-yard line. with 3:11 on the clock. Is it time for the draw play to Pegues?
This is where they have Griffin block and sift out to the flat sometimes.
We'll see what happens. Nope. It doesn't matter. Grimm gets away from two guys holding the football. Still on his feet. 40, 4, 5. Finally bringing him down at the 31-yard line. He looked like a statue trying to be tackled by midgets.
He's got a good number, 33. That is not a quarterback's number. That's a hard-nosed running back's number, and that's what he was on that play. Great effort. Good protection, or good penetration, though, by Reynoldsburg's defense. You'll see Alston trying to go deep on a fade route. Now he's got to try to adjust and come back to the football, although he is wide open. And he's
but by them, Grimm is looking to save his very life, and you can see Justin getting rid of 4, and then finally the 5th tackler knocks him down. He picks up 8, though, on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 15 from the 31, 2:25 and ticking first half. This time Pegues on the delay. Across the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown. That's why I called the play on the prior play. Rams take it in with 2:16 left to go, and now they take the lead 13-10. I saw the opening.
That was a great move, Randy. It was designed to go right up the middle, and then he cuts it back against where the secondary has been rotated, and nothing but clear sailing. Here's Lewis on a nice block along with his right guard and center. Now, that's the move that made him the extra 30 yards. He's just going to run to the goal line, and he's almost stripped of the football there, but nothing doing. My name's going in the paper, man.
Officially, they call it a 30-yard touchdown run, and the Raiders are going to burn a timeout with 2:16 left to go as they go for the extra point. Do they have 12 guys on the field? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes, good job, Randy, and that's how many too many?
Use my toes, double, pi, 1.
I was going to say, I wouldn't think they'd want to fake this one. With a 3-point lead already, a 4-point would eliminate the chance of a field goal tying them, so it's definitely designed to play to kick the extra point. You'll see. Now here's the cutback, and that's what's going to give him the extra 30 yards. He just outruns the rest of the defense. We already mentioned that the secondary is rotated strong over to Alston's side, which happened to be the defensive left. He's in.
Shannon Pegues, I think earlier in the first half, had a run of 36 yards and now a touchdown run of 30 yards, so he is up to 88 yards already in the first half on a grand total of 7 carries. With 2:16 left to go, not a bad first half.
I'll say not, Randy. And, you know, we knew he was a big play man. He's had to come in and step it up a pace ever since the injury, and he's done just that.
And speaking of that, Murad Holiday, I understand, has been running a little bit. Will not play any football, obviously, till next season, but he is up and about and doing much better. And a whistle will stop play before the extra point attempt by Mr. Savesky.
Yeah, it looked to me like maybe Reynoldsburg was offsides, and that could present an interesting decision, but I still think it's time to kick the football with the score the way it is.
You don't take the ball at the 1.5 and go for 2?
Well, not with a 3-point lead. You'll see the top of the screen, we had a little bit of movement, and I think they're going to call it just that.
You got it. Encroachment on the defense, so mark it down a 1.5 yards closer. So the extra point try now from Savesky will come from the 8.5-yard line.
Come on, gang.
Just keep marching it in and just kind of fall over and you'll get 2 points. How's that?
It's getting colder, fellas. Let's just kick the thing.
This time it's a false start. We'll call it on the offense. We'll move it back 5, so we'll take it back to the 6.5-yard line.
Ah, boy.
Is there a curfew in effect? I don't think so. This is our location. Hello. Go Browns. Tom McDonald, sans hat right now, but he'll change his mind in the second half. And it is very stylish, isn't it?
It's a kind hat, Randy. The kind I hope I'd never have to see, but...
I still have the good gloves on, too.
Yes.
If I ever get paid by Coaxial, buy new gloves.
Now you're talking.
Savesky now to attempt it from the 15-yard line. The snap, the kick, and not this time. It is no good, so we stay at 13-10 with 2:16 left to go in the first half.
Big extra point. I was just about to say the poor center's the one that's hating this the most. He's had 3 excellent snaps and 3 penalties. Finally gets one a little high, and they didn't really block out too well either.
So after the Raiders had a 3-point lead at 10-7, Whitehall comes back with a unconverted touchdown, and they lead now by a score of 13-10. That drive was 4 plays, 55 yards, took 2:11 off the clock. Pegues from 30 yards out. The kick was blocked, and we stand now at 13-10.
That's right, Randy. And when Reynoldsburg gets the ball back, they're not going to have much more than 2 minutes left. They may have to mix up the pass a little bit, but I think they're very confident in their passing game.
But remember, too, Tom, that the Raiders only have 1 timeout left here in the first half. Or did they burn their full allotment of 3 timeouts? I'm not sure. Tom isn't sure either.
1 and 1 and 1. I think they're out of them.
I'm not sure if that timeout that they took when they had the 12th man on the field was indeed their 3rd timeout or their 2nd timeout. Check that out with 2:16 on the clock left to go in the first half. Reminder, coming up at halftime, we will be entertained by both high school marching bands and take a look at our Sports Medicine Grant players of the game. I've already seen one of them from last week when Whitehall took on Pickerington. What an outstanding matchup that was in week number 9. They keep it along the ground, and the Raiders fall on it at the 40-yard line.
They don't want to kick it to Bowman, but this is a little ridiculous. They're giving them great field position. You might as well kick it out of bounds rather than do that.
Chad Vanderveen comes up with the football for the Raiders, and yes, they will have the ball at the 40-yard line. And Klein is an excellent kicker, so anything is possible. A field goal late in the first half could tie this puppy up at 13. And there you see the ball being teed up right now. And guess who's there? Yes, it is indeed Mr. Klein. I did that without looking at the monitor.
Good job.
That's because John Nakauchi is the best director in the business. He reads your mind. 1st and 10 from the 40. This is Bowman, and he will pick up 1 on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 9 from the 41. Let's see if the Raiders hustle back to the line of scrimmage.
Scott Lewis held on, did a nice job of wrapping that play up. Every time you tackle Bowman for a short gain, you've done a great job.
Mark it at the 41. We tick down now to 1:40 left to go in the first half as the Raiders look on from the bench, looking for some good offense and a heater right now.
Well, they don't want to do anything real careless either. I mean, they're within 3 points, and it's a long game yet.
Atkins to the bottom of the formation on the wing. This is Bowman trying to take it outside. 40, 45, up to midfield. Now the clock will stop when they move the chains. I've got him right at the 50, and that would be enough for a Raider first down with 1:23 on the clock.
That way, you'll see, it's a sweep. Nice down block by the wing back. He gets to the outside, and then he knows what to do with the football, no doubt. He gets a nice downfield block and picks up the first down. I think that was a determining factor. Now Reynoldsburg's going to hustle it because they can try to run out the clock if nothing else, and maybe even score.
They say the Raiders are number 1. Who can argue with that? From midfield with 1:10 and ticking first half. Pitch goes to Bowman, cuts it inside, 45. Jeff bulls his way down to the 43. You've got to put it up sometime soon, I would think, with 60 seconds left on the clock.
You're right, it was a nice game, but like you say, with the clock under 1 minute now, it's a toss sweep, but designed to find the seam, and here it is. Cuts it right back, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and gets about 7.
And quickly, Zinn checks in, and the Raiders quickly up to the line of scrimmage with 45 seconds left to go in the first half. Edstrom and Bowman in the backfield. 2 wide outs to the bottom of the formation. Byers is widest. Martin Kovich rolls that way, looks, the pass is caught.
Yeah, but he stayed in bounds, Randy. I don't know if they just as soon he didn't catch it.
Yeah, but the clock will stop because they got a first down and the chains have to move, and they're in good position with 36 seconds. If they hustle up to the line of scrimmage, they'll be okay.
Temporarily it is, you're right. And
there's the scene
set.
And the story with 36 seconds left in the first half as you look at the immaculate scoreboard and Hall of Fame area here at Reynoldsburg High School. This field is superb. Clock now down to 30 seconds and a whistle, a fumbled snap, but a flag also flies to negate that play with 29 seconds on the clock.
Right, the whistle came real early. I'm not sure if someone moved first. It's probably a procedure penalty.
False start is the call on the offense.
And that's understandable when they didn't huddle. But this gives them a chance to maybe regroup, call that play, and they better get ready to go.
And Bowman now is over 100 yards in the first half. He has 101 for Reynoldsburg. Take a look one more time.
Didn't see a whole lot of movement before the ball was snapped, but must have been.
So mark it back to the 36-yard line. And we're ready for action one more time. Most of us are.
There you go.
Now the Raiders are. And we're waiting down on the field. 29 seconds on the clock. Don Miller and company checking the scoreboard right now, it looks like, from this vantage point.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to get the scoreboard adjusted.
Are they talking to somebody? Yes. I think they want to take some time off the clock, perhaps. Now I see one of the officials over here. I think that's Rick Bryant, who's come over and is talking to the Reynoldsburg scorekeepers. I think they might want to put 3 on the clock. Yeah, they move it from 29 up to 32. The whistle and the flag stop play, so they move it back to 32. Play action. Martin Kovich looking downfield, still looking. Plenty of time. He's got a lifetime. Now he'll just hustle out of bounds, but a late flag flies at the 41-yard line. And uh-oh, we've got a little action now going on. Let's see some calmer heads prevail right now at the 37-yard line. Let's clean it up. Now, you don't want to see this happen, especially late in this first half with so much on the line. And finally, calmer heads do prevail.
Yeah, it's a good job by the Reynoldsburg coaching staff of getting the Whitehall players back to where they belong. And there's going to be a double penalty, I feel. Not so much in the sideline, but there was a clip by a Reynoldsburg Raider. It looked like a late hit by Whitehall, so we'll have to settle this thing out.
And this is where you look for, you know, the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, but you also want to see if somebody initiated action, you want to see an ejection as well. You don't want to see this, have it offset, and then just do it again. If somebody initiates something, you want to see somebody get tossed.
That's right, and this is too important of a game to have anything like that happen. But I think it was very well controlled by the staff and the officials.
And I think that is the byproduct of a game that is this large, Tom. In week number 10, you were talking about a game for the OCC Capital Championship. And as things got further out of bounds, things got a little more excited. In fact, you know, there's a flag hiding at the 36-yard line behind the Reynoldsburg bench, and I don't think anybody sees it right next to the football.
That's right.
23 seconds on the clock, and Don Miller is having everything explained to him. Take a look at this play one more time from the high camera.
Okay, you'll see there's the clip in the back, right about the 40-yard line. And now he's out of bounds and hit pretty good. Looked to me like he was definitely out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like, was that Grimm with the hit there just as he crossed the sidelines, and then things started accelerating from there.
It was an unidentified ram.
I just identified it. That's kind of a close call when you hit somebody near the sidelines. It's kind of hard to check up when you're that near the sidelines. When you see a quarterback has that much free time, that's not when the violence really occurred. It took place after that. And right now they're talking to Bob Stewart. That is Rick Bryant, the line judge, talking. And now Don Miller, the referee, is explaining things to Scott Lewis and Justin Grimm, and also to Matt Martinkovich of the Raiders. Take a look one more time.
Well, it was looking deep, but it was very well covered. Of course, they're going to be in a prevent-type defense, so you can expect it. Now he's alertly going to get to the sideline, stop that clock, and Grimm didn't want him to. Simple as that.
And we have, first of all, a clip called on the Raiders.
That's take one.
So we'll assess this. Stay tuned. We'll be here for a while. We'll march that back 15 yards. We stand now at the Raider 44. Now we have a dead ball personal foul called on Whitehall. Now we'll assess that penalty back another 15 yards.
That's why I could never be an official. Right? Look at how much running that poor guy had.
And now we'll have a dead ball personal foul called.
Oh, my.
And we'll assess this back from the 39. We'll take it across midfield. He could go all the way, but no. He's going to be brought down at the 44-yard line. Now, actually, if the ball went from the 39-yard line, that is, in essence,
yes.
I count that as what, 17 yards?
That's close, but what the heck, with 23 seconds left, who's counting?
Back to reality, 23 seconds left to go in the half, and it is first down.
I can't believe he's done. He was just getting warmed up. He's the only guy out there that's warm right now is the official that got to go back and forth and back.
First down in forever is the best way of putting it right now. 28 and 5. I've got it as 33, and plus 1 would make it 34 yards. But now Bob Stewart is going out here, and he's trying to say, now wait a second here. We shouldn't have 34 yards to go. And he also wants to know if possibly there might be an ejection in this contest.
Oh, I hope not. You took one too many strides, what the official did on his way, not back, and not forth, but back.
Well, that's what we said. The ball went down to the 39-yard line. 11 takes it to midfield.
Correct.
Another 4 takes it to the 46-yard line. And I guess the next 2 yards are interest.
I think that you got to add on a little tip. No doubt about it. There you have it. And
it's not an easy job.
Here we go. Yep.
First and 10 from the 44-yard line.
At least he stopped the clock, I'll say, for about 30 minutes.
And it is first and 34. 23 seconds left to go. Let's see what the Raiders do here to end this first half. And Martinkovich says, I've had enough. He will kneel. And that will be the last play of the first half, barring a miracle. And calmer heads prevail. And what an exciting first half we had. Whitehall comes back with a late touchdown. And we've got 2 outstanding performances in the first half by 2 first-class running backs in Shannon Pegues and Jeff Bowman. And after 2 quarters, Rams on top by a score of 13-10. We'll be back with our halftime show from Reynoldsburg High School right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We're at halftime. Here now is the Whitehall-Yearling High School Marching Band. What a job by Jeff Harriman in the Whitehall-Yearling High School Marching Band. Jeff in his 15th year. The assistant band director is Miranda Burke. The flag corps advisor is Kim Chapman. The drill team advisor is Faith Rice. The drum major is Sarah Bamer. The featured twirler is Amy Seymour. The flag corps captain is Erica Scrobot. And the Ramette captain is Jenny Irvin. 64 musicians, 110 in all. This was the senior show. We saw the first half of it last week, where the seniors pick the music and write the drills. The songs were Temptation, Get It On, In the Mood, Dance to the Music, and Cute. And a reminder, the Ramettes are having their, here we go, cow plop on November the 6th. And don't forget, later this season, the band is going to Disney World. Time now for the Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band under Brian Stevens in his first year, coming over from West Jeff. The assistant band director is Lisa Galvin. The percussion instructor is Gary Sweeney. The color guard advisor is Kim Barker. The field commander is Chrissy Prater. And the flag corps captain is Carrie Miller. 80 musicians, 97 in all. Their halftime show features Senior Night. They'll be playing two songs, Liberty Fanfare and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And they will honor the senior members of the band. Of the 97 on the field, 30 are seniors. They will be honored here at halftime. And don't forget, the band is going to state contest on Saturday, November the 6th at Cooper Stadium. Here now is the Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band under Brian Stevens. We're at halftime. Reynoldsburg trailing Whitehall-Yearling by a score of 13-10. The Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band entertaining here at halftime and doing an outstanding job under Brian Stevens. And events coming up for the Reynoldsburg High School Marching Band. Their state contest is Saturday, November the 6th at Cooper Stadium. As right now they honor 30 seniors in the band. We're at halftime right now, and Whitehall-Yearling on top of Reynoldsburg by a score of 13-10. Back with more from Reynoldsburg High School right after this. Stay tuned.
Take that, Barker.
Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School, as it's 13-10 in favor of Whitehall at the half. And just about time now to take a look at the stats from the first 2 quarters for this contest. And it was an outstanding first half for both teams. A little altercation marring play near the end of the half, but altogether a pretty good first half. And a reminder that the first half stats are brought to you by DeCarlo's Pizza, where other pizza employees go to eat the best pizza in town. Check out DeCarlo's Pizza. And we'll look at those numbers from the first half. And Tom, we had just about 300 yards in total offense in the first half. And you look at the numbers, anything that reaches out and grabs you there?
Well, the penalty situation is about the only thing that's kind of out of whack. And Reynoldsburg had 30 yards in that late altercation. Really, it's pretty even, just like the score would indicate.
Of course, we had those 2 dead ball personal fouls there right before the end of the half. And Reynoldsburg just opted to eat the ball at the end of the half. Did that particular situation change anything, you think, for either team?
No, I think it kind of lessened the severity of the incident, and I really think they're probably pretty much forgotten about it, at least in the early stages of this game. And until it gets out of hand one way or another, I don't think it'd be a factor.
And a good job by both coaching staffs and the officials to take care of things down there on the field in the last minute of the first half. In this first half, passing, Grimm was 5 out of 12 for 44 yards, and Martin Kovich 2 out of 3 for 20 yards. And those receptions, Alston 4 for 32 yards, Spillman 1 for 12. Raiders had Byers with 1 catch for 12 yards, and Edstrom 1 for 8. As we get ready for the start of the second half, and remember, Reynoldsburg had the option in the first half, so Whitehall with the honors here in quarter number 3. And remember, Bowman already over 100 yards rushing in the first half, and Pegues had 88 yards on 7 carries. Quarter number 3 is underway. There's a line drive kick, and Pegues will watch it go out of bounds around the 15-yard line. So the Rams will take over an excellent field position. There's Don Miller, and he is something else. Not only is he an outstanding football official, but a great basketball referee as well. As we take a look at the starting lineups for the second half, for Whitehall up front, it is Spillman, Rayburn, Grinstead, On, Farrow, Featherston, and Lewis, although Scott will be in the backfield as well, along with Grimm, Pegues, Griffin sometimes at the wing, and Alston, the flanker to watch for in this game for the Rams. Will march it out to the 35-yard line, where Whitehall will take over 1st and 10. We start the second half. Whitehall 8-1 on the season, currently 5-1 in the OCC Capital. Reynoldsburg at 5-4 and 4-2 in league play. With a win by Whitehall, they win the OCC Capital outright. If Reynoldsburg wins, they can share it with the Rams and possibly with Mount Vernon if the Yellow Jackets win tonight at Franklin Heights. From the 35 to Pegues. Big hole for Shannon, 45, 50, 45, 1 man to beat, 25, 20, goes out of bounds at the 15-yard line. What a run. Officially, they'll mark him out at the 16.
It sure was, and credit the Whitehall coaching staff for making an adjustment. They know Reynoldsburg is going to rotate their secondary. Well, they put their formation into the sideline, gets Reynoldsburg to rotate way over, and that left the seam. Once he got through the initial line of scrimmage, he did a nice job of cutting to the outside there. Looks like we might have a penalty, though, way back.
There is a flag, a clip. A flag resting at the 41-yard line negates a 49-yard run by Shannon Pegues.
At least 39 of it, Randy.
Yes, they'll mark the ball back, it looks like, to the 45-yard line. Penalty from the spot of the infraction, so mark it back to the 45-yard line. Well, they get the first down. That's the good news.
Well, I don't see how, though, because wasn't the ball placed on the 35? Does it look to you like it's on the 45,
and Don
sir?
Miller will take a timeout. Yeah, if the ball was originally at the 35-yard line,
then it's got to go back.
The sticks would have to move back unless
the field's crooked.
No. Let's take a look at the defense first, and we'll sort out that situation in a second. Cashin, Day, Malone, and Vanderveen up front. Linebackers in secondary, Hassan, Hoffman, Bendur, Little, Edstrom, Lawson, and DePriest for the Raiders in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line.
It's because it did hit the 45.
And this is Pegues, and he is going nowhere, Tom. He stood up right at the 44.
Sure is. Bart Day, been a force all night. Big number 77, nothing doing this time. And of course, this creates a 2nd and long. They tried to run that same play that they had just run to the left, back to the right, but They were ready. The Raiders were ready.
I'm drinking my hot chocolate. That was the delay, Tom, that you were filling so outstandingly for me there. It was hot at one time. It is now about lukewarm. But I tell you what, this concession stand at Reynoldsburg is second to none. And how about this? We were offered hot dogs and hot chocolate, not by the administration here, but by the fans at Reynoldsburg High School. That's the kind of class people they have here. 2nd and 11 from the 44. Alston goes down, but still makes the catch at the 48.
Nice catch, and you're right. The main hot chocolate contingent was Jimmy Lyons, Joe Messmer, and Rusty McCaffrey. Took care of us. As you see on the quick replay, this is the read. They throw it quick. It's a nice catch. It didn't pick up a whole lot, but it forces a 3rd and about 7.
And if you're the Rams, do you put it up right now?
Well, I think you almost have to. They seem to have 3 receivers to the left. They haven't shown this formation too often, so I imagine they're going to roll their left and try to find somebody in the open.
Spillman, Alston, and Griffin from the outside to the inside on a 3rd and 7 from the 48. Grimm rolling that way, looking short for Griffin, but he is picked up, and he will tuck, pump fake, and be knocked out of bounds just across midfield. Little payback there, and that time it looked like they were going for Griffin underneath, but Reynoldsburg did a good job of covering the wingback coming out of the backfield.
They sure did, because Grimm can run the football. It's a nice protection job, really, in this block, or he eludes the contained man, so he initially could have some opportunity to run the football, but as you can see, a great hit by, wasn't that number 21, Edstrom?
Bad news now for Reynoldsburg fans, Tom, is Bart Day a little slow coming off the field there. You can see they're helping number 77 right now come to the sidelines. That guy has been a force all night, 6 foot tall, 242 pounds. He is a senior. And you know, last year, Tom, if I'm not mistaken, when we picked our hero shots before the start of a contest, we picked the shot of Bart Day, and I think that's the first time in 3 years we had picked a defensive lineman for a hero shot to start a contest.
Well, he's a senior, and I expect him to be back soon.
4th down and less than 4 at the Raider 48.5-yard line, and the Rams are going to go for it. Up by 3 with 10:23. Are they going to try to draw him offside, perhaps?
That's what they're doing. No,
they're going to go for it. The handoff goes to McGeese, and he's going to fight, and I don't know.
Oh,
he is bent down right at the 45 where the sticks are.
I can't believe the call. Reynoldsburg doesn't think they made it, but I would wait a little bit before I agree.
Wow, this is very close.
You'll see
ball is touching the line.
Right, you'll see on the replay, he was really hit pretty good about 3 yards behind, but he wanted that first down bad, and I think the football is going to fall right on that line, and that's where the chain is, too.
This could be get down on your knees and take a look for Don Miller and company here.
Get the old card out. No, he made it. Great.
On the tip of the football, on a 4th down and less than 4, the Rams go for it at midfield, and they pick up the first down. 10-17 on the clock as you look at some of the fans along the far side.
Yeah.
And one of the Raiders checking out of the ballgame right now. That is number 32, Dominic Musilla.
They may have figured with Day out of there, they might have a little better shot. Let's give it a try.
This time it is Spillman and Alston to the bottom. Floyd, the tight end, to the top. 1st and 10 now from the Raider 45. 10 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter. Rams on top, 13-10. Pegues. Oh, I tell you, he is going to go nowhere. Number looks like 56, is that?
Yes,
Dave Malone, who was there right from the very beginning. Dave nearly got the handoff.
That's right. He busted right through there and stopped that play before it even had a chance to materialize. You'll see number 56 penetrate right through, takes on the fullback. Heck with that, just destroys the fullback, and he had some little help from 48 and 58, which happened to be Castle and Little.
Josh has done a great job defensively for the Raiders, an outside linebacker in this contest. 9:25 left to go. A loss of just about 1 on the play. 2nd and 11 now from the Reynoldsburg 46.
There's that 3 receivers to the right where they usually roll that way.
Grimm looking for Griffin, and this time it is nearly picked off on the play again, looking for that wingback, Tom, but again, great D by the Raiders on pass coverage.
That's right, and Reynoldsburg did their homework. You got 2 great coaching staffs here, and they've seen that play at the Pickerington films. Matter of fact, they probably watched it on Coaxial.
I know, Bob Stewart watched it Wednesday night.
Yeah, probably several times, but really they have that play down pretty good. I'm not sure if they have a counter or a screen back to the other side with that formation, but if they do, it'd be a good time to use it.
Watch Alston going wide now to the top. Spillman to the bottom.
You got that right.
3rd down and 11 from the 46-yard line. 9:09 left to go in quarter number 3 as Grimm checks out the situation.
Whenever he does that, it looks like they're reading quick pass or fade.
Taking his time on a long count.
Reads a slant.
Looking for Spillman. There's a collision. The ball's up for grabs, and it's picked off by the Raiders.
Well, wait a minute. It's 2 receivers. If both people have it, I think you give it to the offense.
They're going to give it to Whitehall. Let's see.
That's a tough call. It was pretty good defense, but I think they're going to give it to a simultaneous catch.
Simultaneous reception would go to the offense.
And it is.
Yes, Whitehall gets the ball first and 10 from the 31. It looked like the Raiders were surrounding the ball. Take a look one more time.
You're right. Good protection. He throws that slant pass away from Alston. The great defense there, but look at the second and third effort here by
Brian Spillman.
And so far, Bender has it. Spillman has it. The knees are down. Boy, that's probably a good call.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if they're both going for the ball, that was a great recovery by Spillman. He had to gain a step on Bendura in the last couple of steps.
Two great athletes there. Boy, that quarterback sneaks wide open.
First and 10 from the 31. They look for the pop to Alston, and the pass is incomplete. Charles was kind of running inside, and the ball was thrown over his outside shoulder.
Yeah, that looked like a little misread there. They're in 4-down territory. Interesting that they had enough confidence to throw that pass. Of course, it worked well last week. You'll see he just kind of flung that one to the outside. Nothing doing.
Griffin is out. Floyd is in on a 2nd down and 10 from the 31. 8:33 left to go, third quarter, as you look at the fearsome foursome up front for the Raiders.
It's Edstrom, a sophomore, trying to cover all, doing a great job of it.
Reminds you of the job that McNally did last week for Pickerington.
For every play but about one.
Pegues inside, very little there, maybe a gain of 3 before he stood up at the 28.
I'll tell you, this number 21 is Edstrom is in there aggressively again. Look at that jersey. Yeah, you can tell who's been in the action. And he's a defensive back. How do you figure that?
And a fullback, though.
Look at those elbows. You'll see he really doesn't make the hit on this play, but he comes in to try to finish it up, and he's ready to go just in. Here he comes. He'll be coming right there. He is. Hey, he's taking on Rayburn, which is a pretty dang tough kid himself.
It strikes me that Scott Lewis and Shane Edstrom are interchangeable parts for the two teams here, the way they have performed tonight for Reynoldsburg and Whitehall. 3rd down and 8 from the 29-yard line. And a flag flies before the start of that play with 7:47 on the clock. And a delay of game is called on the offense.
Right, you know, the fullback initially was going to be Jeff Young, and he started out the season doing a great job, but then he hit Injuryville.
Yeah, and that game that we had with Gahanna, talked with Gary Young, his father, and what a great supporter he is of the Reynoldsburg football program. And we even took a look at some of the x-rays and saw the pins that they had to put in that ankle. But, you know, good news for Jeff. He is going to be healthy and wealthy. I think he's along the Reynoldsburg sidelines on crutches down there around the 28-yard line. And he will be playing football for Reynoldsburg next season. He is just a junior right now. It'll be 3rd down and 13 from the 34.
Little automatics and Alston go deep or slant.
Raiders showing blitz. Lewis on a wing to the bottom of the formation. Here come the Raiders. Pump fake. Pressure's on, and he will not get it off. There is the blitz by the Raiders, and they bring him down at the 40.
Todd Hoffman, low and tough, number 32, and I think his buddy, number 58, quite possibly Scott Castle was in there high. But anyway, it was a pump rate. They're going for all the marbles. Oh, yeah, there's Mr. Young. They're going to need him next year. Hey,
video against video. That's like looking into a mirror, isn't it? He'll be back. Oh, we saw that. That was a Joe Theismann, Lawrence Taylor type collision in that Gahanna game.
Can't go through the metal detectors at the airports.
Yep. Grimm with the boot will hit inside the 20 and be scooped up. And returning the ball for the Raiders is Dupriest, and still fighting and getting across the 20-yard line. A good return up to around the 24.
The senior says, I don't have many more punt returns left in me this year, maybe ever. I'm going to pick this one up and go get what I can.
Tom, a comparison of the two top rushers in this game. Pegues, 12 carries, 116 yards for the Rams and a touchdown. Bowman, 21 carries, 101 yards, and 1 touchdown for Reynoldsburg High School. 1st and 10, mark it officially at the 23 for the Raiders. Trailing by 3, looking to go 6-4 on the season, but tie for a portion of the OCC Capital Crown. Bowman.
Fumble.
Does he get it back at the 26, or do the Rams have it? The Rams think they have it.
It's a great hit, whoever hit it, and I'm not sure if they've decided yet.
Rams have it.
That's the way it looks here. It looks to me down the bottom.
We're getting the signal from Rick Bryan already that the Rams have the football, and they come up with it at the 26-yard line.
Might have been Jamie Mason on the recovery. Anyway, it's a great hit. You'll see an isolation play that works so well, and he does have both hands on the football initially, but he's just popped pretty good, and there is number 45. Yep. Yes, sir. Mason.
Now, to reward him, he should get to carry the football, because remember, he was the blocking fullback in the Mount Vernon game.
That's right, and did a nice job, too. I don't think they're going to get too fancy, though. I think going to say, give it to my man Pegues.
There's Bowman looking on. He'll get a chance to redeem himself later in this quarter. 6:28 left to go. 1st and 10 for the Rams from the Raider 26. It'll be Pegues looking for an opening. There is nothing there. He gets 1, maybe 2 on the play. Hit made on the play by number 32, Todd Hoffman. What a great job he has done at inside linebacker. Take a look one more time.
That's right, another underclassman doing a great job trying to give the seniors on his team a chance for a victory. He low and tough. Yes, sirree, good defense.
And Todd likes government, working on the school magazine, and my favorite of all, fishing with his bare hands. Which tonight could be deadly.
Yeah, that's
and of course,
right.
his dad has a job. I can't remember what he does. Oh, yeah, he's the principal at Reynoldsburg High School. Dan Hoffman, one of the class acts here in Berg territory. 2nd down and 8 from the 24.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the hit, and the ball
Yes,
is
it
loose.
was.
Who's going to get it? I'll tell you, the guy that was hungry for it was Hoffman, but I think the Rams got it back.
The Rams did get it back.
Pegues.
I think it might have been Bender that knifed through from a linebacking spot on the blitz. Great hit. The ball was loose. Yeah, that's your buddy.
Bender comes through with a big
yeah.
hit. Now watch Pegues overruns the ball, tries to get it between his legs, and is able to scoop it up before Hoffman gets there.
I think Hoffman might have popped it back to him, but anyway, I dodged a huge bullet there. Creates a passing situation.
It'll be 3rd down. We'll call it 16 now. The ball resting past the 32-yard line. 5:05 left to go.
They don't seem to know what formation. I look for a time.
Yep, they will burn it. Whitehall will burn their first timeout in the second half. They have 2 remaining. Reynoldsburg with their full complement of 3 left here in the second half.
Oh, that's right, Randy. When you think back, the way we started this second half with a touchdown run being called back, this is a huge 3rd down play.
And a reminder, if you have a question, a comment, if you enjoy the high school football that you have seen this season on Coaxial Sports, we would like to kind of get a little bit of applause here at the end of the season. Drop us a line. Not so much for Tom and myself, but for the job done by the crew tonight. You can't imagine the sacrifice the crew at Coaxial Sports makes. They are working every Friday or Saturday. I figure something like 35 out of 52 weekends. That is incredible. And on a night like this, wouldn't you like to be a cameraman up high like Randy Silcott or Todd Giles, freezing every body part known to mankind? I would like to see something from the fans saying, you enjoy the work that the crew does. Don't worry about Tom or myself.
No.
Just send a line saying, we appreciate the job that the crew does, because they're not getting paid next week. No, I'm just kidding. There's Giles. Look at that. He's cold.
Oh, yeah, he's got the Green Bay look.
He needs some Wendy's chili right now to keep him warm, right?
There you go.
I think he should actually go to the spaghetti shop, get in his Bill Swad car, then get something from Thrifty, rent a car, then go over to Columbus State, take a quick class.
Get to Carlos.
And go to DeCarlo's Pizza, too. And then buy a Fun Trail van and take us all on vacation. Grim rolling, looking, pressure's on, gets away. Justin, a big guy at 6'3", looks downfield. He's got a man wide open inside the 20-yard line. Down near the sticks is Brian Spillman at the 16-yard line. Let's see where they give him his forward progress.
I think he's going to get a great spot on the forward progress, maybe even enough for a first down, and that's a nice job of the quarterback, Grim, because this is 3rd down. You may pick up 4 or 5 on the run, but you're still got a long situation on 4th. Here he does what he has to do, breaks a tackle.
From Bender.
Makes it look like he's going to run, but he's still behind the line of scrimmage, throws off balance against the grain. Nice catch, the knee may have been down. That may have been what's got him the first down, because it was a first down.
And they will measure with 4:46 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Tom, it's getting colder, but fortunate for us, our lips are still working most of the time. I think this is one of the coldest games we have. Do you remember the coldest game you had as a coach along the sidelines? It is a first down, by the way.
As a coach along the sidelines, I think it may have been our state playoff game against McKinley, and it got even colder at the end when they scored late to beat us.
So it'll be 1st and 10, mark the ball at the 16-yard line. 4:30 left to go. Rams driving, already leading by a score of 13-10. Pitch goes to Pegues. Shannon looking for an opening, and there is nothing there. Who was that grabbing an ankle? Was that Bender again? I think it was. 46 to help string it out.
Quite possibly, but I think the outside linebacker and or defensive end, depending on the technique call, that made the job on that play was number 86, Vanderveen. He did a great job, just as his coach, which is Coach Chris Myers, taught him to do, and he's a little bit shaken up now. Turned that play to the inside and also made a big hit on it.
Chad is a 3-year starter, goes 6'2" and 178, and he is a senior. So we'll call it 2nd down, and we'll call it nearly 11. The ball closer to the 17-yard line. Lewis and Pegues behind Grimm in the backfield. Alston wide to the bottom. Spillman to the top. Blitz. Grimm rolls. Pressure's on. trying to find somebody downfield. He looks, the pass is batted away.
Intercepted.
Oh,
It's intercepted.
what a play.
That was unbelievable, Randy. I'll tell you what happened. The fullback was in the flat. Grimm did a great job of drawing the defender to him so he could throw the ball to the fullback, but the defender at the last minute jumped sky high.
What a play with 3:34 left to go here in the third quarter, and the Raiders dodge a bullet. Take a look one more time.
Good play action. As you see, Lewis slipped out in the flat. Now, right now he's covered, but as soon as the quarterback, Grimm, breaks contain, the defender comes up like he has to do. Now he gets back, and then talk about sky, and there's number 24 up in the air. Isn't that Hassan?
Yep.
And he tipped it to one of his buddies, and the Raiders dodge a big old bullet.
And they take over 1st and 10. The handoff goes inside to Bowman, and he gets it up near the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that could have been the difference in the ball game because they were really driving well, and they did drive, held them pretty good, though.
Byers for Mattingly, McCloy, Denny, Kravchuk, and Martin up front. Martin Kovich, the quarterback, with Edstrom, Bowman, and Atkins in the backfield. I think that might have been, was that Cashin that finally picked off the ball after the deflection?
I sure thought so. Number 72, the unsung hero in pursuit.
He gets an extra present from his grandfather this year. 2nd and 7 from the 19-yard line. Inside. This is Bowman on the carry, the workhorse for the Raiders, up near the 24.
Right before Lewis trips him up.
There's a great front five for the Rams. Walker, Tyndall, McGonigal, Featherston, and Rayburn. Linebackers are Lewis and Mason, Beck or Pegues, the monster, Alston, Griffin, and Spillman in the secondary. That is a 4-4. That's really a 5-2 at times defensively for the Rams. We'll call it 3rd down and just more than 2. The ball resting past the 24 with 2:17 left to go in the third quarter. It'll be Bowman off the left side. He can't do it. Guess who? Number 65 is there. Looks like Tim Farrow.
That's right, Red. He didn't even get close enough so they can go for it, I don't think. First of all, you'll see it's a downright dirty block, and let's just blast everybody in there. But you didn't account for the low technique of Tim Farrow.
So it'll be 4th down, and actually they lost about a half yard on the play, and indeed the Raiders will show a punt formation with 1:50 left to go in quarter number 3, and Martin Kovich and company looking to get the ball back in the 4th quarter and get that tying field goal or a touchdown to go ahead if the Raider defense can hold here.
They must respect this leg. Getting into this wind, they're about 35 yards deep.
Well, Cashin had a good punt earlier, remember. This one is high, but not as long, and will bounce across midfield and exit stage left at around the 47-yard line. So the Rams with great field position with 1:27 left to go here in quarter number 3.
That's right, and they've been wearing down this Reynoldsburg defense. I mean, actually, they just dodged a big bullet, had a chance for their offense to do something, and the offense couldn't get them that 1st down, and now that defense is maybe a little weary.
Talking about some of the great crew members for Coaxial. How about Greg Baker down on that low camera each and every week, and he'll be running low camera for events like OSU Sports as well, Columbus Chill Hockey, Columbus Horizon Basketball, and high school basketball, only here on Coaxial Sports. Check it out. 1st and 10, mark it at the 47-yard line. It is Alston to the bottom, wing that way as well with Griffin. Spillman to the top. Blitz shown, or at least faked, and they do come now to the Raiders. Pressure's on. Pegues, though, moves outside, trying to get away, and it doesn't matter, though. You know, initially, number 72, Terry Cashin, came in. Good news for Pegues. He got around him, but there were 4 Raiders waiting for him right after that.
Including Hassan. He's not going to, if he's not going to bat down passes, he's going to tackle the elusive backs of Whitehall. This Hassan kid is really coming on here.
You know, I'd like to see that replay of that interception when I go home tonight on a big screen, because we could not see it here because the monitor is a lot smaller. But defensively, that was a great team effort from the Raiders. And Tom, like you said, I thought that would psych up the offense a little bit more than it perhaps did on that drive. But we'll see plenty of time left, 49 seconds in the third quarter. Defensively, they're pumped. It is now 2nd and 16 as they drive the Rams back 6 yards. Pegues looking for the opening. Takes it outside, then inside, and he is knocked down right at the 44.
He sure is. They're playing some aggressive rock'em sock'em football. Reynoldsburg's defense is not succumb to the challenge, and what they're really trying to do is strip the ball as well.
Hassan is there. Hoffman is there. Boy, you could say Hassan, Hoffman, Van Duer, Edstrom. They've all played a great game tonight for that sideline.
They have, and this is a 3rd and long, which is normally a passing situation, but you have to keep in mind their defense, Whitehall's, has been playing very well too, and as the quarter ends, before they even kick the ball, they have the scoreboard on their side.
And that scoreboard reads at the end of 3 quarters, Whitehall-Yearling 13, Reynoldsburg 10. 3 outstanding quarters of high school football action through week number 10 of the season. Our final quarter coming up on Coaxial Sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Reynoldsburg High School as we start the fourth quarter. Randy Reinhardt along with Tom McDonald and Steve Bassford as the crowd digging the action here, and they're loving it. We wave to the fans. They're waving to us. I tell you, it's a fun time here.
Sure is. We wouldn't want it any other way.
That's right. They enjoy Tom McDonald here.
I wouldn't say that, but it's a little nippy, and we like that little
nip in the air. Third and 13. We'll mark it at the 44-yard line. Griffin in motion to the bottom of the formation. Grimm straight back, looking, pressure's on, trying to get away from it. He is brought down. He throws it at the last minute. What are they going to call? And now a flag.
Intentional grounding, I think, is what they're going to call.
Late flag on the play, resting at the 34-yard line. Now they do call intentional grounding.
Good call.
On the Whitehall Rams.
Good try by Grimm, but that's a little dangerous. You still have the lead, Grimm. That's not doing anything crazy. Usually he breaks tackles, though, but this time
Vanderveen
is not going to let him do that. I don't know. He kind of threw that ball. I don't know who he threw it to, though. That's why they called it intentional.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And that will carry a loss of down. You know, the Raiders had that one series there, Tom, near the end of the third quarter.
Yes.
That was their only series.
Well, they're going to punt it. Yep, they brought on the punt team, Randy. No doubt about it.
So it'll be fourth down with 11:55 left to go. Fourth and officially, it'll be 27. And Grimm standing back at his own 20. Pressure's on. He gets off a liner. Scooped up at the 45. Across midfield is DePriest. DePriest down to the 45, and he goes down right there. Hit made on the play for the Rams by number 75, Kevin Tyndall.
Tyndall, another senior, doing a great job for the Rams on kick coverage. But the Raiders, down 3 points, they have good field position. You can see, good job of Reynoldsburg of staying off the punter. It was a nice punt. And once again, this gentleman knows what to do with the ball. That's DePriest. Makes a nice move there, gets some extra yards before he's finally dropped.
First and 10 market at the Ram 45-yard line. 11 and a half left to go. Raider fans on their feet. The handoff goes to Bowman off the right side and just pulls his way down to around the 41-yard line. He'll pick up 4. It'll be second down and 6.
You said that one right, Bulls. And as the Raider fans have not left one, they're all still here going crazy. This is our last quarter all year. We want a piece of that title.
We got 8 months to get warm. Mattingly checks in now.
Good, because it might take close to that.
Atkins checks in as well.
These lava buns are overrated. Unbalanced line, Randy.
Yours or what you're sitting on? Myers wide of the top. Wing that way with Atkins. Hand off to Bowman. Trying to turn the corner. 40. 35 and brought down around the 34-yard line. Hit made on the play by Spillman.
It's been a while since the Raiders have had a long run like that. What they've done, they did early in the year. I'm not sure if they've done it much tonight. They didn't seem like this may have been the first time. Unbalanced line. They get a nice seal block from the fullback, which they usually do, Edstrom. And now he's to the outside, and it's just a great tackle by Spillman to save in a big gain.
Mark it at the 33. First and 10 from there with 10:50 left to go in this game. Raiders have the ball, but they trail by 3. Fires way wide near the sidelines almost to the bottom of the formation. Handoff. Bowman looking. See something outside. 30. Jeff 25, 20, and stumbles to the 16-yard line.
That's right. Another nice blocking by the receivers. This time it was Byers who did a nice job at the end of the block, but let's give credit to number, I think it might have been number 12 or whoever the fullback was. Oh, okay.
Coming right into your lazy boy.
Yes, look at that. Right there. It's number 21, Edstrom, who sealed off the pursuit.
Big gain by Bowman on the play. He's now picked up 140 yards in this contest. First and 10 from the 16. 10 and a half left to go. Bowman, left side, cuts it inside the 15, inside the 10, down near the 9-yard line.
Down near the 9, an excellent first down yardage. That unbalanced line's doing the trick. Picked up 7.
It'll be second down and 3. The ball rests at the 9. Bentour, Zinn, and number 16, Lenny Lightfoot, all checking into the contest now for the Raiders.
And the Whitehall Rams have a good 5-3 defense, but an unbalanced line poses some problems. This time it looks like they come back with their goal line offense, which is a T formation.
One too many Raiders in there, and Lightfoot will check out. 3 backs in the backfield. The handoff goes to Bowman, and he just goes forward down across the 7-yard line, close to the sticks. It could be third down in less than 1.
Man, that's the play they scored their touchdown on a long, long time ago, Randy. The double isolation, handed off to the left half, coming right. You see it right here. Look at that action. Nice job of defensing it, but it's third and very, very short.
This game has gone back and forth. Just a moment, we'll recap the scoring in this contest as we check the scoreboard. And Perhaps more will be added by the Raiders, trailing by 3.
Oh, good, Ron.
3rd and less than 1. It'll be Bowman off the right side. He's got the first down and more inside the 5 near the 3.
Nice move. Whitehall adjusted well. They moved an extra man over, but Bowman was equal to the task and cut that back on a dime. You'll see this play is designed to go a little wider and has been effective going wide. Nothing doing. It's forced back to the inside, and it's just a great tackle by Lewis and saved a touchdown.
Mark it officially at the 4. 1st and goal from there. 9:05 and ticking, 4th quarter. Raiders trailing by 3.
What do you think, 45 to the right?
Well, I don't know. I think you just give it to Mr. Bowman and let him take it to the right, and Jeff is down near the 1-yard line. You got Van Doer in the backfield now as a blocking back, and he's doing a great job in there in that power formation for Reynoldsburg.
Oh, that's right. There's a lot of nervous people over there on the Whitehall sideline as we go under 9 minutes. We have an injury to boot.
And it is a Raiders slow to get up near the goal line.
Take your time.
Recapping the scoring in this game, Reynoldsburg got on top first. Bowman from a yard out. It was 7-0 when Klein added the PAT, and Crabtruck is the guy that's being attended to. Lewis then answered for Whitehall from a yard out. Saveski with the kick. As you look at this play one more time from the end zone, we were tied at 7. That was both taking place in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, Klein with a 28-yard field goal for the Raiders made it 10-7. Then Pegues from 30 yards out. The kick was partially blocked. 13-10 is where we stand with 8:44 now left to go in the 4th quarter.
Scott Hart, another senior, may have come in, but that's a heck of a football player, Crabtruck, and he did a nice job on that last play.
It is 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. Again, the power set from the Raiders. Bowman trying to break the plane. He's in for a touchdown with 8:33 left to go. And the Raiders on top now by a score of 16-13.
And who'd they run over? The man that's probably only played one play tonight. Big number 79, Scott Hart, the 244-pound senior, paid his dues, got in his last game, and delivers a key block down by the goal line.
Can you stop him? Nope. Jamie Mason tried.
A couple other nice blocks as well. The whole offensive line, as well as his 2 lead backs, did a great job.
Bowman's 12th rushing touchdown on the season, and now a flag stopping play with 8:33 on the clock.
Critical
Extra points
kick.
have been exciting.
You're right, and this is a critical one. I hope it doesn't take as long as the last one, but it is very important indeed because the 3-point lead could turn to 4, which would put them out of field goal range for the tie.
And the situation being explained right now around that hanky, which rests at the 4-yard line. A great job by the officials tonight. They've done a good job of keeping things in check, especially near the end of the first half when things got a little ugly. They'll wave off the flag, and we'll try it one more time.
Because nothing really happened there. Those guys falling on the ground, figments. Figments, buddy.
You're getting sassy.
All right.
Take away your coaching card. You'll never coach in this town again. They'll try it one more time. The snap. Martin Kovich puts it down. Klein with a kick. It is up. It is good. And the Raiders now with that all-important 17th point and lead now by 4 at 17-13.
Yeah, that's a huge point. You consider what a field goal could do for this football game. Now it looks like they're going to have to go for it all if they're going to win this one.
And now you know how to spell Raiders. And we look at this one more time. Live action, full speed. Take a look at this. You are in the secondary for the Rams. Can you stop Bowman? Wow.
Not with those blocks.
You get a true sense of what it's like with that replay, how it is to play defense on the high school football level. So many people laugh at high school football and say, oh, I care about college football. I carry, you know, about 10, 12 games a weekend on my cable system, and that's all I really need to do. No, you need to come out and watch a high school football game and get a feel, get a sense for what it's like. I tell you what, if you can't come out to the games, Coaxial Sports is the next best thing to being there. You are like the 12th man on the field. In fact, I've never seen anybody on any level do the job that these folks do week in and week out. It is exceptional. No matter what the sport is, they adjust to football, basketball, volleyball. This crew has done a total of 13 different sports without missing a beat. Mr. Klein has it teed up at the 40, but the wind doesn't like it. It blows it over.
Yes, and I believe one of the well-wishers with the hot chocolate and hot dogs happened to be a personal friend of his. I think her name was Cassie Ryan, and she brought us some goodies, and we hope that her buddy here does a nice job kicking the ball.
Chris Klein.
Oops.
A little pooch number, and the Raiders looking for it. Oh, no, did the Raiders get it? I don't know. The Rams tried to cover the ball. The Raiders were coming.
The referee signaled the ball hit the line. Give it to the Rams.
What was the phrase you used last week? Heck, bet for the election?
Yes.
That's what the Raiders were on this play. They were really coming for the football. And look at Floyd falling down trying to find the football. and going for it
Wow,
was DePriest.
I think he got it, but
And
it must have been
DePriest
some out of bounds first.
Looked like he nearly got there. You know, on that last drive, Bowman carried on all 8 plays in the drive. That is why he's the workhorse
Yes.
for Reynoldsburg High School. 1st and 10, mark it at the 32 with 8:20 left to go here in this contest. Rams have the ball, but they trail by 4. First place in the OCC Capital is on the line. Inside the handoff will advance the ball up to the 35-yard line.
Yes, and he's the man that carries the, I think he's carried all but 3 plays of the running plays for the Rams tonight. Pegues.
Pegues will pick up 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 from just past the 35. We're down to 7:57 left to go.
That touchdown really set off a spark here in these stands. We've got the band going crazy, the Raider mascot all excited.
And Tom, that extra point, as you alluded to, so important now because the Rams do indeed need that touchdown to get back on top. Field goal will do nothing for him right now. Pegues looking for an opening. There is nothing there. He stood up at the 34-yard line.
I'll say that defense is fired up now. Success breeds success, and I think Bart Day, remember, he was shaken up. He's back now in full force. Number 77, let's see if he's not low and tough on. Hey, what do you think?
Yep, with help from Hoffman.
Yes.
And friends. Ben-Dur also there. Take your pick.
Hassan,
there were 4
yep.
Raiders there to make the hit.
Huge 3rd down play here. We're not in the 4th-down territory where they have to force a 4th down, go for it, but this is a critical play.
But the Rams proved to us last week they can be a comeback team. Spillman to the bottom, Alston to the top. 3rd down, and let's call it just about 7, actually, from the 34-yard line. 7 minutes left to go. Alston in motion. Grimm rolling, looking, pressure's on, and he is going to go down back at the 24-yard line.
That's right. I think that's your buddy Vanderveen coming all the way from the backside. If he didn't get him, he was close. Really, the protection was there, though. He had some time to throw it, but the receivers, give credit to that secondary for the great coverage, and they're going to get the ball back in good field position.
Inspired play defensively by the Raiders. Take a look at this one more time. Look at this defense. Vanderveen is there, but he's one of many, and Grimm loses the handle on the football and is lucky to get it back. Also there, it looked like, was number 58, Scott Castle.
Right, and actually number 46, Ben-Dur, turned that play back to the inside, and we like to give credit to him.
Grimm.
Nice kick.
Yep. DePriest retreats to the 44 after the bobble, up across midfield, and retreats now to the 49 and goes back across to the other 49.
Yep, to the equator, back.
So let's see what happens right now. A big possession defensively for the Rams. If they can try to hold and get the ball back, they are down by 4. The Raiders, though, can taste an OCC Capital crown, at least a share of it. Take a look at this play one more time on 3rd down. Vanderveen is there. Castle is there. Look at the ball loose.
But if Ben-Dur doesn't contain that play, the quarterback just keeps rolling out away from the rush. We teach one end to contain, the other one to get the glory.
1st and 10. Mark it at the Ram 49-yard line. Bowman, nothing there. He'll lose 1, maybe 2 on the play. Beck was there also, McGonigal.
That's right. You don't go 8-1 and not have some great hearts on that defense. And the Rams have picked it up a notch themselves. They know they have to stop them here.
Reminder, I've got Whitehall with 2 timeouts left in the 2nd half, and Reynoldsburg with their full allotment of 3. 5.5 left to go. 2nd down, we'll call it 12. Back at the Raider 49-yard line. Byers is wide of the top. On the wing that way is number 87, Gary Atkins.
That's right, unbalanced that way. They usually like to sweep left, but no, yep.
Bowman, 50, Bowman, 45, nice. Bowman, 40, Bowman, 35. Jeff Bowman, 1st down at the Ram 33.
Mr. Byers, number 19, 122-pound receiver, does a great job of blocking downfield. You'll see him at the top of the screen. There he is, number 19, as Bowman makes a great, excellent move to get to the outside, but right there in the picture, he ties up the defensive back, and Alston has to run him down, not before the 1st down.
And we've got a player down along the far side of the field. Is that Charles Alston being attended to? Get out the glasses.
I think it is, number 24.
Yes, it is. Alston is resting at the 32-yard line with 5:11 left to go. And is that McGonigal taking a breather right there? It is. And coming back up. What a contest this has been. Back and forth we went. Reynoldsburg, Tom, you had the feeling that in that 1/3 quarter series when the Rams had it, that they had the hold because the Raiders, not that much of a comeback football team. They were able to do that, then get the big drive where Bowman carried on all 8 plays. They got the go-ahead touchdown, and now they're driving it again. 1st and 10 from the 33. 5 minutes left to go. Bowman off the right side to the 30, down to the 28.
Yep, they went to that unbalanced line, too, and that's caused a lot of problems. They pull those guards, lead in there with the fullback. They have a whole lot of humans attacking the line of scrimmage.
As
here.
Tom leaves his hot chocolate up here, and somebody we know spills it all over the place.
Yeah, thanks, Randy.
Boys and girls, don't let this happen
No.
to you at home. Second down, and let's call it just about 5 from the 28-yard line. Bowman again, yes, nothing fancy. After 5 on first down, he'll pick up though only 1 on second down. It'll be third down and about 4.
Oh, yeah, third down. Good hit by Featherston, but it is definitely third down. They are in 4-down territory, however. They don't need very many.
Tom, I do the house cleaning. I do it all for you.
Well,
that is the story here at Reynoldsburg High School. To take a panoramic view of this field, I think this is probably one of the best manicured fields in Central Ohio, along with a facility at Gahanna Lincoln High School. 3rd and 4 from the 27. Clock still ticks down to 3:55 left to go. Bowman, 25. Bowman near the stick at the 23.
very near the stick, Randy. They pull the backside guard and tight end. They really have no eligible receivers on the unbalanced side. You'll see 65's pulling along with his buddy there, and it's a good lead block, which has been great all night by Edstrom.
And will we measure? Yes, we will bring in the sticks with the ball resting at around the 23-yard line with 3:32 left to go. Well, if you're the Raiders and it is not a first down, do you go for it?
Oh, most certainly. That could be the good news for Whitehall, that it's not a first down. The bad news could be they can run 30 more seconds off the clock. They're not even measuring.
Yep.
Run 30 more seconds off the clock and get the first down here. 4th and short. You can see some blitz people. People are going to be blitzing on this play, I would expect.
Let's see if they sell out.
Try to stop Bowman coming
Rams
to the right.
defensively are stacking at the line. They don't know what they're doing. They've got a 12th guy that I think is getting off the field, or is it just 10 guys now on the field? But they've got the first down to the Raiders down to the 20-yard line. Bowman right up the gut. That will keep the drive alive and keep the clock moving with 3:09 left to go.
That's right. They run that play out of that T formation all night. They scored on it, and twice, as a matter of fact, and they got the huge first down on that one.
Tired of saying Bowman. I think I'll just say it's him. He has been a workhorse all season long for the Reynoldsburg Raiders with 2:59 and ticking. Reynoldsburg on top by a score of 17-13.
Kravchuk's back too, and he does a nice job, of course, blocking. That makes that play all that much better.
Atkins on the wing to the bottom. This is Bowman across the 20, churning down to around the 17-yard line. When do you begin to take your 2 remaining timeouts if you're the Rams?
I think after this next play, you're going to have to, and he's holding on to that football very well. Whitehall is adjusted now to that unbalance. You'll see they've got everybody over there. They're pulling both guards. The tight end kind of cuts back. Oh, and he can run it wherever he wants, and this time runs right behind big old number 69, Sean Denning.
Classic power football shown to us by the Raiders. Second, let's call it 7 from the 18, 2:14 left to go in the 4th quarter. They're up by 4. Bowman off the left side. Jeff near the 15.
I knew if you waited long enough, they'd have another play off of that formation, but the power off tackle or sweep hasn't working so well. They haven't had to change it. Now they have third. What do we have here? Stoppage?
Yeah, I think the Rams might finally burn a timeout.
Yeah, you almost have to at 3rd and 5.
They will burn the timeout now. That will be their second. Bears? The Bears?
Hey, you can get that one on sale, I'll bet you. You got that one. Of course, you have your...
Son, you could be a quarterback for the Bears. I'll tell you what, he has done a great job. He has been all along the sidelines tonight as a ball boy, doing an outstanding job for the Raiders. And on a night like this, you could be easily tempted to be staying at home probably and playing video games. But he's done a great job roaming the sidelines with 2 minutes left to go. 17-13 on a 3rd down and 5 situation. Let's see what the Raiders have up their sleeve right now. Do you just keep it on the ground with Bowman?
Well, I think so, but an interesting scenario could develop, Randy, if they do not make the first down. A field goal would put them a touchdown ahead. Depending on how close they are, I think a field goal would definitely be considered by the coaching staff there at Reynoldsburg, Coach Stewart and company.
Did I do a good job of cleaning up the hot chocolate
You
here?
did. It's not hot. It's cold milk now, but you did a good job.
Picky, picky, picky. 3rd down and just about 5. The ball resting just past the 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to go. Here's your 2-minute warning, something you don't normally get in high school football. Bowman cuts it inside. He's down near the 12. Whoa, it's going to be 4th down and close to 1. Let's see what the Rams do.
Well, I think as well as they've run the football this drive, they're probably going to go for it and try to ice this ball game, because if they make this first down, they've got the ball game.
And the Rams say, all right, this will be do or die right here with 1:42 on the clock. They burn their final timeout.
They're talking over the field goal possibilities. The Reynoldsburg staff, But I think they're saying we've come this far. We still have a 4-point lead. We got them backed up. Let's just give it to Bowman.
Just out of curiosity, Tom, if you were still on the sidelines, what would you do?
I would give it to Bowman, no doubt about it. Cut and dried. You got a great offensive line. Field goals could go awry here, although they got an excellent field goal kicker in Klein.
Bowman now, Tom, is close to 200 yards on the evening. 42 carries, 193 yards.
That's 200 more reasons as this band bumps up. Hear that music?
Well, I tell you what, he gets a touchdown on this drive. He will go over 200, and he'll be cinched to get the Sports Medicine Grant Player of the Game for Reynoldsburg High School.
Edstrom's been pretty tough too, but you're right. Several of them have. As their defense is grouping, they're saying, hey, if we don't get that first down, we're going out there and stuff them.
We'll see what happens. Remember what happened to the Rams last week. They drove, what, 43 yards in about 43 seconds and came up with a winning score?
Well, if they come out in that T formation, which they aren't.
It'll be 4th down and just more than one. Edstrom is the fullback, Bowman the tailback, Martin Kovich the quarterback, wing to the bottom of the formation.
He'll come in motion.
142, oh, and motion, leaving early was a wing to the bottom of the formation, and now do you change your mind and think field goal?
Well, it certainly changes your play call. What they did was they balanced their formation, then decided to go in motion, which would have made it back to the unbalanced set. Now it's going to be 4th and long, and like you said, it will be probably a 37-yard field goal attempt or close there too. So they may still go for it.
We'll see what happens. A false start to call, mark it back to near the 18-yard line.
I don't think anybody's called timeouts. Their coach is on the field, but they don't have any timeouts. Whitehall doesn't, so Reynoldsburg's not going to call one.
No, Reynoldsburg had one of their assistants all the way up to the 26-yard line.
Now they're going to call one.
So now the Raiders sort out the situation. They say, hey, let's stop and think about this.
That's right.
With 1:42 on the clock. Tom, while we have the chance right now, I want to thank, I think, the best football statistician in the business.
Yes, sir.
We are very blessed to have Steve Basford with us. He has just done an outstanding job for the last couple of years. And sports fans, his job goes so unnoticed. When you hear numbers and stats during this game, they are fed to me by Steve Basford. He just gave me a quarter or two. I want more than that. And he is second to none. He's always been there. Every game, he used to stat Ohio State University games for WOSU TV for a long, long time. The man knows his sports. He has covered more sports than you will probably see in your entire life. We are very, very blessed to have him working on our crew. And my thanks to Steve for what he does during the game. And my thanks to Mark Matheny, our basketball statistician, who helps me with the prep work during the week. Mark has a file on every high school team going back to 1980, and it's all longhand. You don't want to see his room. It's a mess. 4th down, and the Raiders say we're going to go for it with 1:42 left on the clock.
Okay, they're going to go in motion again to create an unbalanced situation to the right, and they give it to Bowman going to the right, and he's stopped.
So there's nothing there. He'll be stopped at the 18-yard line. The clock will stop. When they change possession, the Rams will get the ball back. Can they repeat the miracle of last weekend?
Here come the Never Say Die Ram offense, and you know they'll be watching Alston this series.
This time, though, they'll have to go 82 yards, and let's see if Alston is in the game. Remember, he had that injury.
Clock's ticking.
1:34. Yep. And Spillman goes to the top along with Alston.
What happened so effectively last game was Grimm. As they're unbalanced now. Whitehall's a little unbalanced to their own to the right.
Justin Rolling, looking downfield, still looking, buying time, looking long. The pass is caught by Spillman. Bryant's got it at the 41-yard line with 1:14 on the clock. It will stop as they move the chains. 1st down, Rams. Big gain on the play of 23 yards.
Huge gain. Look on the replay. Unbalanced.
But there's a flag back at the 13-yard line.
You're right, Randy. As you see, though, it's
Nobody's
still a heck
noticed
of a play. And there it is on the money.
It's against Reynoldsburg.
Oh, my. Roughing the passer. You can't believe the highs and lows of this sport.
Well, you're hearing that from a man who spent a number of years along the sidelines. Tom McDonald, how many years as a coach?
Shoot. I don't know. It's probably about 20.
And how many years as a player?
Oh, about 10.
Personal foul is declined by the Rams, so they'll take The gain of 23 and move the ball out to the 41-yard line. Take a look from behind Justin Grimm.
Yeah, let's just see if that personal foul was attacking the quarterback viciously. It might have been a little hit to the head.
1st and 10 from the 41. We start the clock with 1:12 and ticking.
Hey, same formation this side, Randy. Look for a similar type play as we get a flag for some unbeknownst reason.
Stoppage of play with 1:09 on the clock. The officials congregate at the 41-yard line.
How about those halftime bands, though, Randy?
They were outstanding, and congratulations to all the seniors. They end their career tonight as well for most of them, although for the Reynoldsburg band, state contest is tomorrow. And don't forget, too, Whitehall's band is going down to Disney World.
That's right. You congratulate the seniors. And I saw one little girl who was unbelievable on the clarinet. She was only an 8th grader. I think her name was Heather Buckley or something like that, and she's down there tooting away. And I said, what are you doing? You don't look old enough to be here. And here she was, an 8th grader.
Some great people played clarinet down through the years.
Is that right? Now I can think I'm standing next to one.
Pete Fountain, Benny Goodman, Randy Reinhardt.
Randy Reinhardt, I could just see you.
I was first chair. There were 14 girls and me. I liked the odds. I wanted departmental showers. They would go for it.
There you go. You're kidding.
And a long conversation now. Donnie Miller talking to the Whitehall Ram offense.
I'll say.
Tom, while we have the stoppage in action,
Yes.
I want to thank you.
Oh,
Sports fans, I have been around a lot of football people. I have never met anybody who knows as much about high school football as Tom McDonald. When it comes to calling plays and knowing teams, he is second to none. Once he called 12 consecutive plays in a game last year. That says volumes for his talent as an analyst. I am very lucky to have him with me.
Oh, shucks, that was on the replay. Oh,
1st and 10, and a flag will stop play again.
Yes, and I really think the first thing that moved was the Whitehall offensive line. Not the receiver that they're probably going to call, but anyway, I think it's going to take them back 5 yards. And Randy, to reciprocate as best I can, as I tell everybody that they ask me what type of a character are you, and I can't decide whether to really tell them up. Yeah, there you go. Tell them how your mastery of memory and your name calling and the way you support me and help me out with the some of this vital stats sure doesn't go unnoticed.
Well, thank you.
Sure
I agree to the name calling. I've been accused of that before. 1st and 15 after the false start on the Ram offense. Mark it back to the 36-yard line.
One receiver and one defender over here on Alston. We're going to have to try something.
They're looking that way. They're looking long. Alston trying to run under it at the 41. It's about a step too far downfield.
Oh, they won't single cover him again, I do not think.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Well, Tom, it's 2nd down now and 15. Take a look as we ISO on Charles Alston.
Yeah, let's check the score, you guys. Oh, boy. I think they might have thought, I think Enstrom thought he had help deep.
He did.
And I didn't see it.
He didn't. 2nd and 15. What do you look for the Rams on this play?
Well, I think they're still single covering Alston. Boy, he can catch a quick pass and beat one tackle and make 30 yards.
Cushion. He's got a 12-yard cushion right now. Alston to the bottom of this formation with 1:09 left to go. But they're looking long. He's hit as he throws it. It's a jump ball, and Alston at the last minute looked over his outside shoulder. It was nearly there. I think you're right, though. That short pop was there.
Right. I think they definitely said you have to go deep on this one, because if they were reading this route, they would have tried to go short. You'll see it's a long pass. It ends up floating out of bounds. This is the same one they scored a couple touchdowns on last week, but with these wind conditions, it's a lot tougher for Grimm.
It's like trying to catch a football in a wind tunnel right now. 3rd down and 15 from the 36. The clock reads 1:03. 2 more chances for the Rams to pick up 15 yards. It is Spillman, widest to the bottom of the formation. Alston inside him. A wing to the bottom. Pegues the lone back. Grimm with pressure on. Looks, he's got a man, but the pass is overthrown. Looking for Alston. He did pick up coverage. Spillman was the long man. And now the Rams down to a 4th and 15.
We're down. Rayburn did a nice job, number 77, of protecting the quarterback. He had plenty of time this time, as you'll see on the rollout. They're pointing at people to block. And it looks to me like the wind caught this one, too, and floats it out of bounds. And like you said, Randy, we're down to 1 play.
Lewis checks in. Floyd checks out.
Been there before.
58 seconds left to go. You and I have been to the last play for a team a number of times over our 5 years working together.
I don't see why you can't go with Alston. They're still single covering them.
He's to the top of the formation this time. Spillman to the bottom.
Just make sure you throw it at least 1st down distance, because it'd be a shame if he caught a short one and got tackled.
Grimm looking downfield for Spillman. It's overthrown, nearly picked off. It doesn't matter. The Raiders will get the ball back with 54 seconds on the clock, and the celebration begins at Reynoldsburg High School.
That's right. We've got a title in that play. There's some excitement.
Well, the Raiders were upset earlier this season with a couple of big losses. They thought they blew their chance to get a share or the OCC Capital title outright. Now they can share it with this victory here tonight. All they have to do is kneel down.
That's right. Now, Wynn was definitely playing games with the football. Probably a good decision not to go to Alston. He's been your bread and butter man all year, but Reynoldsburg knows that. Why not come back with a talented receiver? But like I said, that win forced that pass awry, and it was good defense by Reynoldsburg to boot.
And the minute playoff hopes for the Rams in Division II would be dashed with the loss here tonight, falling to 8-2. They needed to go actually probably 10-0 to even have a prayer with Fostoria and St. Mary's Memorial in this same region. It was going to be very difficult because Watterson and Independence and Eastmore locally have had great seasons. Going up against Fostoria and St. Mary's Memorial, those 5 teams were fighting for 4 spots. And Whitehall was like the 6th team.
We're going to have some good playoff games next week to attend. A lot of Division I games, depending on some of the outcomes tonight.
And we'll have to talk about Division I after this play. 54 seconds. Is Martin Kovich just going to kneel? Yes, he does. We should remind you, too, about the Westerville North situation. I have been on top of that from the very beginning. You heard about it here on Coaxial Sports. You saw the entire legal briefs presented one night as we held them up in the open of a game. But Westerville North won their temporary restraining order from Judge William Gilley, and that case will be heard in court on Monday. So they are challenging the OHSAA and those 2 forfeitures. What the State High School Athletic Association is basically going to do is come out with all their playoff possibilities. They're going to have everything done except for Division I Region 3, and then when that case is concluded, hopefully on Monday, then they will release what that playoff picture looks like, depending on whether North is in or out of the picture.
Well, that's kind of an unfortunate situation, because I know when we made the playoffs, we knew Saturday night, or Sunday, I'm sorry, as the game ticks down, who we were going to play, and this makes it tough for a lot of teams.
The Raiders aren't going to the playoffs, but in essence, this was their playoff game tonight. They wanted the win, they needed the win, they got the win. They are the co-champs with at least the Whitehall Rams in the OCC Capital for 1993. We don't know what happened yet at Mount Vernon and Franklin Heights. If we get the result of that, we'll let you know. But at least the Rams and Reynoldsburg are co-champions in the OCC Capital. Congratulations to the Raiders as they pull it off, and they win by a score of 17-13. Back with some closing comments in our final game right after this. Welcome back to a very chilly Reynoldsburg High School, as you can see by that shot of Jerry Thornton freezing along the sidelines. But I'll tell you what, Reynoldsburg red hot, especially in the second half. They come back and win over Whitehall by a score of 17-13. So the Raiders get a share of the OCC Capital crown. They share that with at least Whitehall and maybe Mount Vernon, pending the outcome of that game with Franklin Heights tonight, and an outstanding performance by the Raiders.
Sure was, Randy. I think the people that really win when they share league titles is the sporting goods dealers, because they get to sell all these jackets now with a lot of OCC champs. But anyway, it was a great game, and it looked like they may keep the same score at halftime throughout the whole second half, but Reynoldsburg popped one in there and held on for a great victory.
Yeah, the sporting goods people are doing a good job with us tonight with the coats and the jackets. First time I've worn a hat in 11 years, but I think we need it tonight, and I think it is justified. And when you take a look now at the numbers, let's take a look now at the final official stats for this contest, and they are brought to you by DeCarlo's Pizza at Livingston and Bryce, where other pizza employees go to eat pizza. Give them a call at 577-1001. Tom, as we look at the numbers in this contest, total yards pretty even.
Sure was, Randy. When I look at those stats, I see about a 4-point Raider difference.
I don't even see that much.
Come to think of it, it was very close. The penalties evened out, turnovers were even. But you're right, it's a darn close game. Somebody had to lose.
The only difference there really in the rushing and passing yards and in the penalties in this contest. Total yards evened out, and the number of plays, incredible, only one difference.
That's right. You can't get much more even than that. We kind of expected that coming in. You know, Whitehall had a big victory last week against Pickerington where they came back. This was Reynoldsburg's turn, and they proved to be worthy of the task.
It's time now to take a look at our sports medicine grant players of the game. One from each school. Tough call for both schools tonight, but when you talk about Whitehall-Yearling High School, we went with their running back and monster man, Shannon Pegues. He had a couple of great runs in this contest. The one you're looking at right now was good for 36 yards and set up a Ram touchdown.
Right, and he also ran a nice touchdown of his own of 30 yards, and he did a nice job. He was their main go-to guy. The passing game wasn't working because of the weather, and, he did a nice job at running backs.
Pegues had 18 carries for 115 yards and a touchdown. He's 5'9", 170, and a senior. Meanwhile, for Reynoldsburg High School, boy, we could have picked a couple of defensive players. We could have picked Edstrom, who played both ways. But we went with Jeff Bowman. 43 carries, 192 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's right, and he consumed a lot of football time there on that last drive when they needed it. He did score the touchdowns, and basically when you look to a go-to guy from Reynoldsburg all year and as well as tonight, it's been Mr. Bowman.
And ironically, when you look at all these things, we've said Bowman, he's been around, but he's still a junior. He's got one more year.
He sure does, and a lot of those Raiders, matter of fact, a lot of those Rams are going to be back. I think both these coaches have to lick their chops in the offseason, realizing that they've won or tied for a league title with a lot of young kids. But on the other hand, they're going to miss those seniors who were the nucleuses of both clubs.
Yeah, Edstrom was tough, too, and we saw him play both ways, and he is just a sophomore. Big win for the Raiders. This was their playoff game. They get a share of the title. What does this mean to Reynoldsburg?
Well, I really think they've had a disappointing season from some aspects, especially record-wise. But like you say, this builds into the off-season program, which is very extensive here at Reynoldsburg. These kids work hard in the off-season, and I really think it's going to boost their morale and get them fired up for next year.
How about the Rams? You know, Mike Lanza does a great job with his program. They're 8-2, and I know some fans will be disappointed, but an incredible year for the Rams.
It sure was, and not being able to go to the playoffs probably took a little bit away from their momentum this last game. But basically, going 8-2 anywhere is tremendous, and Whitehall's got nothing but themselves to be proud of.
It was a great contest tonight, and Reynoldsburg comes out with a 17-13 victory. This is the end of our high school football season. Tom, you've done an outstanding job. Thanks for everything.
Oh, Randy, and equally thanks to you and to everybody else who's made this possible. I really enjoyed it. I really think football season, I wouldn't be disappointed if it was 52 weeks long, because really there's always room for football.
I'll tell you what, when it's this cold, I think it lasted 1 week too long, if you ask me. And our thanks, too, to some new members on the crew. Susie Pee-wee Reese, assistant director and running audio tonight, doing an outstanding job all season. Lori Robinson taking over the graphics. She's been incredible tonight. And the one and only Scott, Skippy, Scooter, Vance, turns 30. Turns 30. Pops is the big 3-0 tonight. Happy birthday, Pops. You're the best. For an old man, you can do replays and be an engineer like nobody I've ever seen.
There you go. Definitely I want to second that, and I'm sure that he's got some plans for his birthday. Get to that library before it closes to celebrate that 30th.
Yeah, the books are overdue, so get those back there because we all want to read Green Eggs and Ham. A reminder, this ends the high school football season, but coming up in the next 30 days, OSU sports, including women's volleyball and basketball, chill hockey with Mark Cooper and Jim Telemonti. You've got Columbus Horizon basketball with yours truly and Ray Miller. And Ray and I also be working on some high school basketball again for our 11th season on Coaxial Sports. All right, I'll take it off. They didn't like the Browns cap, so I'll get rid of it, even though they're going to beat Denver on Sunday. There go the earmuffs, too. It's cold out here. The Buckeyes and the Badgers.
Buckeyes all the way. They're going to beat the spot, and just thought I'd let you know that.
And the Browns taking on Denver.
You got it right the first time. I'll be there with my lava buns, and they will definitely beat the Broncos.
And finally, the Bengals and the Steelers.
Oh, sorry, Cincinnati. My prayers go out to you, but it's going to be a long season.
Well, so much for my Wayne Newton. Marty Brenneman here. It is destroyed tonight. It's been a great season. Our thanks to everybody. Our thanks to the sponsors. Please patronize them, support them, buy their products. They make it possible on cable TV. Our thanks to the sponsors. Our thanks to the crew. But most importantly, our thanks to you. Our final again from Reynoldsburg High School. The Raiders 17, the Rams 13. For Tom McDonald and Steve Bassford, I'm Randy Reinhardt. So long, everybody, from Reynoldsburg High School.